Why is it so? Hello? Can you hear me? Well, we're going to try to go live as long as we can. Okay. Hello, curvies. Hello, everybody. Look, I'm feeling all beautiful. Okay, wait. I want this a little higher because I don't think we're going to be able to. I don't want this to get too hot. I'm the only hot thing in here. Oh, look, that's my corner. Let's put it this way. There. Okay. I would tell you something about myself, but can you hear me okay? Microphone check, microphone checker on the ones and twos. Let me check audio real quick. If you can hear me, go ahead and smash that like button. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that doesn't look bad. Hey, Life Lux. Hello, my international curvy. Lux. International curvy. Okay, I had to check over here. Okay, I had to check over here. It'll look okay. Beautiful. I just want you to know you're my favorite one. Okay, you guys, we're ready to play, huh? Ready to play? Come on. Done. Go live. Oh, I just want to. Is this it? I think I want to do the background if it'll come down. I don't know why it's not coming up. I totally downloaded that shit. That's so crazy. Hey, you guys. For some reason, I can't see over here. Is it this? Is it this? Is it this? There we go. It was the brightness. It was so dark over here. Okay. And over here, what should we do? Uh, nothing came over. Did I already go live? No. So let me go all the way out. So they went. So I am so excited, Curvies. I let myself get past that 2 minute mark. Plus, oh, thank you. Right on. Looking good, feeling good. God is great. Okay. So you guys, I'm from the yay area. Yay. And you're supposed to say yay back. Okay. But yay area. And we're hosting the Super Bowl in my town. And then the actual game is going to be down in Santa Clara County, which technically is not the Bay Area. The Yay area is a very specific like cluster in Northern California, and then there's like the outskirts of that, and everybody wants to be included though. Everybody wants to be included in the Yay area. Okay, everybody does. Everybody does. Okay. So hosting this weekend. But no, okay. And then, so that's where I'm from. And I'm now adjacent. I'm one of those adjacents. I'm a transplant. I'm more Central Valley now, you know. which kind of matches when I was in high school because I was like a valley girl and I used to talk like this all the time and everything was like, gag me with a spoon already, mom. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it was a real thing. It was a real thing. And I play with my hair a lot. And it's a fidget move. It's like my it's a stem. I am self-diagnosed ADHD like the rest of everybody else. How about that? How about that? Huh? Must have the letters. And now I call my mom. I called my mom and I was like, Mom, I said, you know how much I used to fidget and everything. I said, you think I might have had the letters and you guys didn't know? She's like, oh, definitely. I used to sit in church, my knee would be going like this. Like just everything is fidget to this day. To this day, you know? Like this isn't like put on for you guys. Like this is all the time. My family is like tired of this shit, okay? I don't know what's up with me. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so let's see if I could do it now. Let's see. Still didn't do it. Still didn't do it. Okay. Okay, you know us. We go simulcast so we can get our panels going for the things over here. And I downloaded some pictures to the other device. And you guys have to rest in peace. My iPhone 11. Yes, the hardware melted. It got so hot. Nothing caught on fire. But my thing wouldn't connect to the network. And Metro was like, it's not our problem. And Apple was like, oh, yeah, it's our hardware. And on my 11, I have been paying for Apple Care for all this time. Yeah, yeah. So one is on the way, but I ended up going to Best Buy because the other place didn't have any appointments the day I thought, oh, let me go get this done. And now I should have just waited a day and went to the Apple because with Best Buy, they have my shit all week and I still don't have it and it's the weekend. And so I don't have my Snapchat like usual. I don't have all the things that I usually bring my VanCarthens, all the things with. So when I'm hello VanCarthens, it's because I got all the things in my thing, you know? But no, no. So yeah, so I'm kind of like, and then I felt like I was going, I was like, what the fuck? Where's my phone? Where's my phone? You know how those kids be going off on their parents because they take their phone? I kind of felt like calling Best Buy and going off on their ass. Okay. I was like, how dare you repair my phone, but didn't I have me have it in the meantime? You couldn't have gave a bitch a loaner like it's a car. Like what? Like really? No, seriously, seriously, don't call nobody. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm just telling you how it's been. But right now, don't call anybody. Okay. Don't call anybody. So we're still trying to simulcast over here. And I guess I'll start with the Super Bowl because that's where the Van Carthens are. Well, at least part of them so far that I can tell since I don't have anything current to keep us current. So I'm going to put that right there. Give us a countdown. And hopefully we'll get the people. Hopefully they can hear me over here. Let me see. Is that turned up? Yeah. And nobody really calls me on this phone, so we should be okay. The only person that would call me on that phone, I told him already, I'm going live. Text me or call my son or my husband, and then that's how you have to get in touch with me until I call you. That's the thing. When I call you, that's when we'll talk. Unless that, then you can go ahead and text me. Hello, Samantha. Hey, Toy World. What's good, Ja? What's good, Samantha? B is in the house. The place to be. Devonda, is Olandria at the Super Bowl or Nick? Nick at 4:56 a.m. 4:56. 4:56. That was it. Okay. 4:56. Okay. So Nick at 4:56 was on his way to Super Bowl bound, baby. And I'm from the Yay area. Proud, power to the people, Yay area. Home of the Black Panthers. Et al. Okay. Okay. So I can go right there. I mean, oh, thanks for joining the fan club, Samantha. Appreciate you. Rafi joined. Kita, are you here? I hope you're here. Anybody else? Let's see. Shay, what's good? Tony, what's good? Sakinda, Hannah Banana. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Now, you guys can request and come up. We're going to be talking about VanCarthens, of course, because hello, VanCarthens. It's Super Bowl weekend, and Nick is on his way to the Yay area, okay, where he will be treated and astounded at the bounty of DJ opportunities. Now, last night, I can tell you that Cardi B was in these streets. What's this guy? The Bad Bunny was in the streets. The Baby was in the streets. Jay-Z was in the streets. The people were in the streets. Okay? The stars were walking amongst the people in the streets of San Francisco. Okay? That used to be a show, y'all. Those who know the streets of San Francisco. Okay? Okay? My city's hosting the freaking Super Bowl, right? Tay in the end. Tay in the end. Tay in the end. You guys know what that's from? Anybody know? I'll do it one more time. Tay in the end. Tay in the end. Do you guys know who that is? Anybody know? No, you don't? Oh my God. So remember that movie Nell with Jodie Foster? And she had like got raised in the like upper piney woods of some like kind of like upper piney wood mountain people area. And she was like, her dialect was such that what I just said, Tay in the end, Tay in the end. She used to go out to the piney woods of the forest where she used to live in the mountains with the people she used to live in the mountains with. And I guess it was like kind of like an Appalachian mountain kind of story, I guess you could say. And she would go out to the trees and the trees would be going in the wind like this. So her meditation would be like the things she liked to do to go play because they didn't have no Nintendo. They didn't have running water. It was like candles. It was no electricity. It was like mountain people, okay? And so she would go out to the forest and do like the trees. And so something happened to her primary guardians. So she spent years just running around the woods going, Tay in the end. And they were like, what'd you say? And she's like, Tay in the end, tree in the wind. That's what it was. Tree in the wind. But her dialect from not having the guidance she needed. Go watch it. It was a good movie now. That was a good movie. Tay in the end. So anyway, I'm like Tay in the end in my happy place. That's what that equals. A Tay in the end moment equals a happy place moment in my mind. Are you caught up? I hope so. Okay. So yeah, so I'm all Tay in the end that my worlds are colliding. I'm like, oh my God. I was like, squeeze things in, but let things out at the same time is my thought. For me to be like, Oh, if they were ever in my city, I would da 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 da. And now they're down the street around the corner. And I'm like, I looked at First Thursday. That's the thing we have out here in the city. San Francisco to be expect. So we have First Thursday in the city, and then there's First Friday in Oakland, right? And those who know, there's just a bridge between them, but it's called a Yay area. Okay, so then, okay, so all the shenanigans started, and it coincided with First Thursday. I'm in the Central Valley now with kids. So I'm having 18-year-old FOMO because pre-kid, it was like all city, right? It was like all in it. We would have been everywhere free. I swear to Jesus. I swear. I swear we would have been in everything free. We would have been in everywhere. We would have got into all the great after parties. We would have got into all the pre-parties. We would have been like right there with everything back in the day. Is how I used to roll, right? So that part of myself is like having complete FOMO, but it's from my 18-year-old self because I'm settled in my life now. I love my life. But I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I'm like right back to 18 years ago in my mind. I'm like, okay, like we would, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, my two worlds are colliding. The people I've been ranting about for 7 months are in my city, in my city. You guys, worlds colliding. I'm like, $1 million. While we manifesting stuff, $1 million, $10 million. World peace. Speaking of world peace, before we get too into all the other things that we'll be talking about, which amongst them is, of course, VanCarthens. Like we already know, Curvies. I still got you, Curvies, and you know we're VanCarthen Central, which is nicolandria, which is Alandria Carthen, who just signed to UTA this week, and Nick. Okay, so but we're gonna get into all of that. Okay, so the monks, the peace, the walk for monks, peace. Let me write that down so I remember that I talked about it. Walk peace, walk monks. Okay, they're almost to their destination. They started in Texas. They started in Texas. They started in Texas, all right? Here in the United States of America. This is America. They started in Texas, all right? Where everything's big in Texas. I'd fit in good in Texas, y'all. But in California. Okay. So anyway, so the monks started in Texas. I'm talking to both y'all. Talking to both y'all. I hope you can hear me. I hope you can hear me. So I'm talking to you here on YouTube. Thanks for coming through. Curvies, smash that like button, smash the subscribe button, ring the bell. And here in the TikTok, I hope you're like on my screen. Okay. Because yeah, we're gonna get to the VanCarthens, I promise. But the Walk for Monks Peace. They started in Texas. And now they are going to be to their destination. Oh my gosh, Allie from Miami, first sponsor of the day. Thanks for coming through, darling. Oh, do you have TikTok? Because you can come up on TikTok. I can't add guests on here, darling. But if you go to uh, TikTok, then you can come up. No problem. But thank you so much. First gift of the day. Reaching the goals over here. Thank you. So the Walk for Monks Peace. They started in Texas and they were walking from Texas and they took this route and I can't remember all the places they went. I remember South Carolina, North Carolina. I remember they was in Virginia, which is recently. And before that, they was in some places. Was that Tennessee? Was they in Tennessee? You know, because they took this route. Okay. And their final destination Not to be no weird shit. I don't even like the name of that movie. You can't even say that statement right anymore. The final destination for them is Washington, D.C., which is kind of apropos for that title that's like for the movie that's of horrors. But they'll be there finally. They've been walking for over 100 days. Walking, rain, sleet, snow, barefoot, foot, with boots, no boots. The dog had to get surgery. One of the monks had to return. The people, one of the ones collapsed. Okay, all for peace. And they started, and they would get accosted by Baptist preachers, Presbyterian preachers. They would get accosted by Jesus is the answer, you're a false prophet type people. And they would go against these monks that are just literally minding their business, walking for peace. And they're like, you're trying to lead people astray. I was like, Jesus loved peace. What are you talking about? What's the problem, bruv? Jesus loved peace. Jesus would have been down with this. They're not taking nothing from nobody. They're just talking about peace. And in your mind, walk with peace with us, because don't walk with us in real life because the police have asked you not to. Plus, this is our thing. Okay. And then they started doing speeches. After every night, they would walk certain number of miles. You guys do whatever math is done to calculate the route that they took from Texas to Washington, D.C. Um, over these days, they're expected to, by the 10th of February, be to their destination with Akulo. Isn't that the dog's name, Akulo? He's like an Akita type dog with Akulo. And I just want to say, I have actually taken their advice, you guys. They do this mindfulness speech at the end of every day's walk. And part of being a monk is you can't ask for nothing. And they're vegetarians. And if they see you kill it, they can't eat it. But if they don't see you kill it and it's in there, then they can eat meat, but they prefer vegetables. But they do no harm, and they don't participate in any type of harm to any living thing. And they said at the end of their days, at the end of every day, they would have this peace talk. And so the main monk, venerable, I was like, why is he calling himself vulnerable? I bet it's venerable, 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 venerable. I had a speech impediment. It still pops out. Venerable monk, the main dude, said every morning to be mindful and cultivate peace in ourselves, which is very important because we're a micro of the macro, so to speak, right? Duh. And so, like, the more peace that we have, the more peace there is to be had. Okay. So, and part of being mindful in our journey for peace, he had some tips for us as a bona fide venerable monk. Those, you guys, to my benefit. And they go like this. They go, in the morning, when you rise, first thing you do, you take a deep breath in, take a deep breath out, get out of bed. Out of bed. He didn't say get the fuck out. But I'm saying still, because I still use swear words, I'm sorry. Saying, get out of bed. Within 5 minutes, just get up. He said, don't linger. Get to it. He said, every morning they up at 4 to walk for peace for the world. Get up. Okay? Get up. And then, once you get up, get your pad. And you write on your pad, today is my peaceful day. No one can take it from me but me. And then, after you write it, Mentally, you just read it. Don't say no words. You just got up. Don't say nothing. So this is like a program. So you've gotten up, snapped out of bed, gotten your pen and pad, written your directive for the day, not said nothing. Read your directive for the day 6 times. He said the number 6 very specifically. Read it 6 times. After you read it in your mind 6 times, then you speak it 6 times. You read it out loud 6 times. Today is my peaceful day. No one can take it from me but me. That puts you in control. You're in complete and utter control of your day, you guys. Believe it or not. So then you go on about your day, and believe it or not, after the very first time of doing that day, I had an opportunity to engage in peace or not. And sometimes I choose peace. A lot I choose peace. And sometimes I don't. Like sometimes I can just bicker for no damn reason. I must have like a bull someplace in my placement or something. But that day I was thoughtful about it. I was like, oh, today is my peaceful day. And when I was almost going to get vexed, I was like, today is my peaceful day. Reclaim that time before it even happened. Isn't that a cute thing? So thanking the monks for their journey of peace and us being able to walk with them mentally. You guys can check them out on they have social medias. The dog even has a media. And you guys can check them out. Walk for Peace Monks is their handles, I believe. And go ahead and check them out. Okay. So now we're going to get into the VanCarthens of it all. Oh, first we're going to get at these comments over here in the YouTube streets. Let's start at 1. Hi, thank you. Hey, thanks for coming through, Devonda. Hey, everyone. Is Olandria at the Super Bowl or Nick? Just Nick. Hello, TikTok. We're fine, just the way you are, Curve. Nope, Apple's a scam. That's what I'm saying. I can't get my Android back. Ooh, wait. I can't wait to get an Android again because those apples is such a subscribe to you, subscribe for this, subscribe for that. It's a straight hustle. It's a hustle. And the reason my shit melted is because they want me to upgrade, you guys. I bet you guys were like an 11, bitch. No wonder. Yeah, well, so what? Mint condition. Mint. They're about to resell that to somebody who's refurbished after they unmelt the hardware. I would have unmelted the hardware if I would have been able to get it open. How was Nick DJ set? Okay, the stuff for Nick sold out. Sold out. That's why we have the Super Bowl right here because he was sold out. Okay, and now he's on his way to the Super Bowl. And they say so. Janae was at the Grammys looking for pay for play relationships. Think so. You think so? She was like, no. She said she was not looking for anybody very specifically. I mean, you're talking about a girl who made a cake for Jesus on Christmas and sang happy birthday to him for her social media and blew out candles for Jesus. I don't think like she literally, I don't think that's her thing. Pay for play right there. I really don't. And plus that Kenny guy is traumatizing. I would be staying away from eggplants right now. Just for a minute. Just for a minute. Like you could take me to dinner or whatever, but pay for play, really? Talk about trauma. Um, and they say she wasn't being cool about it at all. She was being very audacious and and out there, not conspicuous, really. He'll be in Chicago in February. Can't wait. Got your tickets right on, Kina. Um, Amaya was there. Nick and Miss Confused was late. Nick is definitely on his way. Yes, he'll be posting in February for his set. Thank you. Yeah, you have a channel here. Cast members from season. If you have a channel, I'd love to support if you're Van Carthen ready. And yeah, cast members for season 6 doing the same for change. Oh my God. I don't know about the D's. We already talked about that. I'm hoping everybody's staying like Austin, just stay sober. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't know. Somebody put your name and business back in a couple other celebrities were, being belligerent. Oh no, wouldn't have heard about it by then. Wouldn't have even Van Carter's getting in the way of nothing. Love you, Allie. And I miss you. I was like looking in my Instagram and I saw an old message. I was like, dang, I haven't been in because I don't go to those messages a lot in the Instagram. I like just posting bounce out. And I saw something very old and I was like, I literally just thought you this morning. Yep, you're right. Hating on Leanneandria, signing, and people on Twitter were calling. Yeah, I saw they were trying to call her a trans woman. Oh, thank you. Right on. Shaday, you want to come up and talk about traders? I mean, you want to come up and talk about Love Island, the movie. I finally saw a movie night. And I was impressed. I was like, yeah, we could have used one of those on season 7. What you say? Well, howdy, partner. We ride at dawn. But do you wanna because we're gonna talk about it. If my thumbnail would have translated, it would have had VanCarthens on top. In the middle, it was Married to Medicine because of the freaking the nerve interview, I'll call it, of Toya to go over there and Carlos King and reveal herself to have aligned herself with one of Quad's exes again. She didn't have nothing to say to King the whole time he was on the TV sets except for take your shirt off. And now him and Quad broke up and she's like, oh my God, King is so great. He's a great guy. Thanks, Ferrari, for my son. He's so great. Him and Eugene hang out all the time. All the time. You guys. I was like, really, bitch? Again, you aligned yourself with Quad's ex. The first one wasn't bona fide abuser. Quad said she was abused by Dr. G. I'm not going to not say it. She said it. He said it on TV. She said it. He didn't deny it on TV. When she called his ass an abuser on TV, what did he say? What did he say, you guys? He didn't say, oh my God, Quad, I never did that. I'm going to get you for defamation. You better shut up, bitch. He didn't say that. What did Dr. G say when Quad in her blue dress at that sit down with just them two and Andy, where after they were broken up and divorcing, and Quad said, you strangled me. You put your hands on me. What did Dr. G say, y'all? So I don't even have to really go off what Quad said. I can go off what the fool said. He let them edit it for this to be said. What did he say? He said, well, you hit me too. That's an admission to me. Well, you hit me too. He didn't say, no, I didn't. He said, well, you hit me too. I'm like, okay. And then Quad said it a number of times. Okay. And who did Simone and Toya align themselves with? Dr. G. Dr. G. Tried to set him up with new bitches and everything. After Quad went to those hoes and was like, this man abused me. Those two were like, oh, well, what did you do? Like she deserved it. Oh, well, you can be a lot. What did you do? Not taking her side and then going and having drinks with him and his new bitches all the time. And then getting mad at her. They're mad at Quad to this day. They just tried to pop her balloon on Sunday because she doesn't spend enough time with them. Because every time she's going through something, they do this to her and then align herself with the person that did something to her. And then are like, why aren't you over my house? There was enough drinks for everybody. Dr. G be coming over for drinks with Eugene and Cecil now. Can't help that they're still friends. But you mad that Quad's not over visiting your house, but she could have run into Dr. G at your house? She don't want to be around her abuser having Moscow mules in your basement. No sympathy, no empathy at all for Quad did they have. Zero. Zero. And now talking about, oh, King is great. He was just he didn't really have a chance to fall in love with, you know. And why are you talking about it? Tell us why you throw biscuits at your husband's head. Well, she does kind of get to it. And as it turns out, I was right, you guys. Eugene loves it. He loves it. It makes him moist. He loves it. It's their love language. He's into it. He likes a strong woman who talks back and puts him in his place. I told y'all it was part of their bedroom kink. I told you the only way a man was taken up with that was if it was part of their thing. I told you, I said it. And he literally in this interview is like, oh yeah, 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 yeah. I like it. From the way I was raised. Like, plus I just like a strong woman and she's that. Okay. So we were going to talk about that. And then, of course, we were going to talk about my first ever movie night, you guys. When I was on Love Island season 7, not me personally, but as a viewer, first time Islander here. Um, and when I was on the island, everybody kept talking about a movie night. And they talked about something else that didn't happen or that happened really late. But specifically, this movie night was supposed to, everybody was like, ooh, I can't wait for movie night so that she who shall not be named, AKA, um, can see how she was acting and da 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 da. Oh, I can't wait till Ace can see da 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 da. Oh, I can't wait till Olandria can see that 3D was playing her the whole time, da 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 da. And I was like, waiting for movie night. They never had it. They never had it. So I'm like, and then everybody who saw it before was like, you missed something good, girl. So this time I got to see movie night on this app called Daily Motion. It's an app called Daily Motion where you can watch things. And so I was able to see it there because I didn't realize you're 3 episodes behind here in America. I was going to say in California, which is in America. Uh, so we're 3 episodes behind here in America for some strange reason. And yeah, I don't know why. So I was all trying to catch up on Shaq cussing Whitney out. Ended up before that, got to where he cussed her out, and everybody was already like, oh, he got voted off. And I'm just to that. And I don't like to backwatch. I already told you, I don't like to backwatch. If something is a live show, I don't necessarily I'm like everybody's like, oh, go back to season 6. I'm probably not going to do it. Thanks for the suggestion and everything, but I'm probably not going to do it because for live shows, I just don't back watch. It's kind of like backwash, but back watch, like nobody wants to. I mean, because the experience already happened. Um, and kind of like, why get myself all like, because it's very triggering. All these reality shows and a lot of this TV these days, as a black viewer, is very, 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 very triggering. Very triggering. Very true. Okay. And so yeah, I don't backwatch. And so as a first time Islander, I didn't see movie night. And everybody was like, oh, go watch the movie nights. And I was like, yeah, huh? And so I was so glad to finally see a movie night, is the moral of the story. And it was a mess, Erin. So messy. I loved it. I really did. It was like messy in the best way. I did not like when that what's his name, Curtis, had words for Whitney, but didn't have words for Millie and was like, oh, Millie can get away with it. Why? All these shows, just like Traders, very triggering as a black viewer. Everything reveals the conscious bias. At this point, it's conscious, bitches. It's macroaggressions, and this is a choice at this point. We're in 20 motherfucking 26. Been talking about, reading about, experiencing, seeing with your own bona fide eyeballs what the fuck is happening. Ultra melanated, happy ultra melanated month, people. Okay, happy ultra melanated excellence to us all. But as a black viewer, this shit is triggering, you guys. I'm not watching Traders anymore. Candace got voted off. No more black people. Prove my point. Once my point is proven, I'm like, why am I participating in the social experiment where my viewing it is going to give them some kind of reward for showing me the abuse that I have said has existed for eons? And you guys are like, why are you pulling the black card? Gaslighting us for 450 years? It's more than that now, but for eons and decades and centuries of backwash, you guys. So it's all macroaggressions, and these shows are triggering. And on Love Island All Stars, I'm like, this is your best? And I'm like, if you've been on Love Island more than twice, I'll give you two times. I'll give you once, maybe you really went for love. Okay. And twice, you were like, okay, maybe I'll try again. But three times, four times, five times, six times on an island looking for love. Bitch, you looking for love in all the wrong places. Because you're not there for love after two. I'll give you two tries. I'll give you two tries. But three tries? No, 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 no. We're not doing three tries. We're not doing three tries. Because by the third time, you know, like they're like you're obviously doing some Lucinda type stuff, and you're there for TV. You're there for TV after the two times. Okay. Maybe the first time you were there for love. Maybe. It depends. It depends. It depends. Okay. But two, three, four, five, how many stocks do you have in stock? Okay. So I'm like, first off, this is your best. Second off, everybody's doing some TV shit. Third off, am I smelling nicolandria nachos? And your cheese is curdled? Look, I do understand that like curdled cheese is a thing in London and stuff. I think it is. We don't want it on nachos. Plus, we don't want no reheated nicolandria nachos. They're still riding high on nicolandria VanCarthens. Dare you try to in what's that word where you dress up and you interpret. Damn, where's the word? Where's the fucking word? You know the word. Intercept, interpret. Damn, I usually have all my words right here. Um, damn. You know the damn word I'm talking about. Impersonate. Yeah. Anyway, we were reading the comments. Those monks need protection because you know ICE be out there attacking people. You know that's right. Remember the sheriff had them end up on the side of the road like they were Venice gang members. talking about, well, we just got a call about you just walking around and we just want to make sure you're okay. So they had him hemmed up, translation, sitting in the dirt on the side of hands behind your back kind of shit is hemmed up, okay? Hemmed up can also mean face down, hands behind your back. Hemmed up can also mean hands against position type, okay? All of those translate to hemmed up. So they had the monks hemmed up, meaning detained for questioning in a obvious, we're talking to you about some bullshit way. Had the monks hemmed up, y'all. The sheriffs. And he was leaning against his car and he was like, yeah, we got a call. We just need to make sure you're okay. They said you're out here spreading that peace. I reckon we need to check that out. Spreading all this peace all over. What you got in your feet? Let's check them shoes. No shoes? Well, what's in them robes? Peace? Peace of what? I reckon we need to check things out and follow you, maybe, and make sure you just get to the state line there nice and safe, buddy. So nobody gets no peace on them and you don't get no peace on you, buddy. No, actually, the police are very, very nice to them and act, and they like adorn them with the local, like whoever ends up escorting them for that length, whatever uh, authority department, like, the police, the fire department, or whoever from that county, they be putting a pin on their robe, and that specific robe for the venerable monk has been worn like on another peace walk. So it's very special to him. The material for it is very, very special to him. Yeah, he was telling us in one of his talks. Um, I keep trying my piece. I'm literally in a forest preserve listening to curves in conversation with you right now. That, look, anything to get there. And like Melody Cherie Rogers showed us, nothing is worth peace. Ain't no show, no recognition, no name, no nothing. She left all that. She left it all. She might have been the creator or something, but she's like, there's no peace here. She left. She took her, she left. Quad took, left Dr. G, talking about, well, you hit me too. I had to watch season 4 of Singles Inferno. Ooh, what's that? How did you like? It's a little cringe for me. Same as cringe colors too. Yeah, definitely. I couldn't go through 2 episodes without clicking into the link tree of Visa commercial. Yes, yes. Movie night was my first on season 5 Love Island because Love Island UK does it. Ooh, that's nasty work. Male-centered women are dangerous around, especially when they are pick-me's. I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer, but is too much Epstein files for me. Yeah, to think peacefully about anyone. Everybody's got secrets. Every organization is super duper scary. Dr. Gray used to be your Dr. Dak back in the day, Devonda. What a schizophrenic, I mean, you weren't his wife, so he wasn't trying to like chase you down the stairs and drag you across the floor. That's not how he got you to his office. I'm pretty sure. Let the sun shine in and face it with a grin. Smilers never lose and frowners never win. Let the sun shine in and face it with a grin. Open up your heart and let the sun shine in. That was a little flat, my nose. Did you know your sinuses are right here and not in your nose? Okay. So yeah, if he used to be your doctor, I'm sure it was great. I'm not saying nothing about their doctors because Simona unfollowed me. She don't follow me now. But yeah. um, who are these individuals? So I know to block them. Yes, block them all. Block them all. Yes. Yeah, we block the haters. Chicago, Cal, SAG, Track, beautiful. Who are the individuals? Yeah, UTA. That was a good commercial until you saw Deadbeat Homeboy that just got divorced from his wife is on there. I don't want to issue because it's too toxic. Yeah, she had the brown hair color. Yeah, she did that while she was in Canada. Remember? Um, Seeing people that have collaborate, moving a little funny. I don't know about that, Keenan. Keena, so it sounds like you're like on an algorithm that be showing you some negative shit about Orlandria. And I don't really see no negative shit about Orlandria. I just kind of hear about it from people, but I don't actually like see it. And then once I hear about it, then I might go look for it or I might not, because sometimes I'm like, if I don't want to give that legs, and I feel like me talking about it too much might give it legs. And who needs legs on some bullshit around Orlandria's name? Like, and the same thing with Nick. Like, for people to like be like, oh, did you hear? He might not be da 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 da. And I'm like, nope, didn't hear it. Don't want to talk about it. Why give it legs? Like, let's talk about what we have heard, which is that he sold out, bitches. He sold out on the DJ thing, and now he's on his way to the Super Bowl in my city. And they already saw Brian in these streets. They already saw Chris in these streets. TJ, I believe, is on his way out here. I know you guys don't really give a fuck about those people. If you're a real VanCarthen, well, a lot of the VanCarthens, I'm sorry to say, but I feel like we are like very like blinders on with our couple because we got so much hate. Like we have to just hyper focus on them. And that's what's been keeping us like how we are, superstars. If you are a superstar, then you're a Van Carthen. Yeah, okay. Because we know how to fan. Okay. We do really fan good. We have a lot of good positive energy, but maybe it's because we do hyper focus on just our faves and we pay like haters dust. Maybe that's part of the charm, you know? And I do want those other kids to win. I'm not like a hating auntie. I want all the nieces and nephews to win. If you learn from your mistake and you're stop doing all that weird, moving weird shit, then in 2026, then hey, bust out and show us on what you're working with, bitches. I don't know that you'll get the same response and the same fandom because now it's 7 years. I mean, 7 years. 7 years later, translation 7 months, which is like kind of years in this cyber game. I mean, like 7 months is a long 15 minutes for somebody on one of these island shows, from what I understand. And I told you I'm a first time islander. Y'all the ones that have been telling me that this is like a one off in this experience. And the only other comparable person to this almost was a lady named Molly May, who I just heard is pregnant again. Now, did she leave with somebody from the show and that's who she's having these babies by? Or is it just news because she's Molly May and she's the Olandria of the UK, is what you guys told me. I told you I didn't watch that shit. Okay. So, yeah. You think Serena and Cordell will get married this year? How long has it been? How long has Serena and Cordell been dating? You can put it in the chat for me. Oh, thanks for the rose. Twist the lime. Put the lime in the coconut, the coconut, the cocoa. Put the lime in the coconut and shake it all up. What's good? Love is Blind on the 11th. Um, you know, I haven't been Love is Blinding since I did Love is Blind all the way through one time. And then the stuff I started hearing about the contestants, I was like, how'd they let those freaks around those goddesses? And then the next season after that, it was even worse. Like there was like physical shit happening. And I was like, how again did you let these freaks that were probably like almost INCELs someplace around all of these goddesses? That's why they were comfortable talking behind nothing. And then as soon as they got access to their bodies, they were abusive. I was like, what's that shit? I told you I get triggered. I get triggered. Especially if it's supposed to be reality, because that means these ladies really went through that shit. You know what I mean? At least in my mind. Super Bowl commercial that is Ola's is about to drop. I feel like we haven't gotten enough endorsements. Super Bowl commercial that Ola is about to drop. They feel like they haven't gotten enough endorsed. Who's they, and what endorsements has who not gotten enough of? Who's Shelly hasn't gotten enough endorsements? Is that what you're saying? They're mad that Shelly, Amaya, the H lady, the Iris, who else was on there? The Belle Dashes, the Andrianas, the Clarks, the Cocos. Wasn't there another one? Are you saying that those don't get enough endorsements and so they feel like they haven't gotten enough endorsements? And now that O is about to drop a Super Bowl commercial, people are mad? Of course. That's because they don't fan right. If they behaved as fans and supported instead of hated, see, because thug, the hate you give. They was thugging in these streets. They was thugging in these comments. They was like, our person is da 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 rat tat 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 tat. Yeah, what's up? Our person is da 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 da. But and nobody wanted to collab with your person. With you guys acting like that? Nobody wanted to play with you guys. Oh, rat a tat tat. You rat-a-tat-tatted your favorites out of some endorsements, and now Olandria the only one on in a commercial for the Super Bowl, from what we understand. I'm not sure, and I don't know if they'll get married or not. Let's see what they say over here on the Tic Tac. Uh, hey, Love Island Mama. Traders is very triggering. That's another show. I'm telling you, these shits are triggering, Lynn. So triggering, and I feel like they do it on purpose. They're like, well, what do you think, Greg? They haven't been out in the streets protesting. Usually they're on the front lines. You guys know who I'm talking about when I say they're all usually in the front lines. But they're not out there. They're not really riled, are they? Well, what else can we do? Oh, okay. Let's do a show, cast it, and for the show, we'll call it reality game show, but really what's about to happen is we're about to, for entertainment purposes, show how implicit bias and conscious bias is everywhere, and black people have to act like that shit doesn't exist. How do you feel about that, Bob? Me and Greg think it's a great idea, Richard. Who wants to produce it? Nobody black. Fuck DEI. Is it DEI? Look, I forgot about it already. They took it out of everything, even out of my mind. And they call it entertainment and put it in front of us. Fortunately, we've obviously much watched it to the point of triggering. Like it was, I already saw when they kicked Portia off. She did say what she said. She should have left. But Ron shouldn't have been next to go because she said what she said when she said what she said. Even if she was a faithful, she said what she said, which is all he said she said. But because he was black and spoke up, yeah, you have fucking thoughts. And you're nice, and I think you might be in the book of Negroes, but you got to go next because you're thinking too much, you're talking too much. And in the meantime, they got off some other people, but I already knew that once Candace left, just the way the hive mind, like how everybody's like, yeah, the black person did do it, huh? You think the black person did it? When a white person lays something out, they're like, oh my God, that's brilliant. So you think because they were talking to that's how it is. Oh, okay. And then when Candace does the same thing, they're like, you're a traitor. I mean, she was and everything, but yeah. Anyway, so it's very triggering. That's what they're saying over here on TikTok. Uh, movie night was a mess, Erin. Toya wants a side dude with a strong back. She wants a strong backed man. A strong back. And then she has Eugene whipped, you guys. She has Eugene whipped, in my opinion. And hey, that's how you need your husband is whipped. I mean, look, look. But I don't go around talking shit about my husband. So I'm just like, I wouldn't even want him whipped in this way where, I mean, I'm not, that's not my complaint about my husband is that he has a little ass penis to the point where I brought it up on TV for the public's entertainment. And now, every time these ladies say something about it, even though I talk about their children who are always off limits, kids are off limits, period. Even if they're grown kids, everybody knows, except for Toya. What does Toya know? Toya knows how to bring up people's kids and then act like it's a problem that you brought up the marriage that she brought up on camera. That's the whole thing with Married to Medicine and all these shows where they try to act like Dr. Heavenly is the problem. Look, I said all these shows. They be trying to like act like Dr. Heavenly is the problem. And I'm like, how is Dr. Heavenly the problem? You guys all talk shit on and off camera. Did you know that I've been reposting videos lately of Toya and Simone on Instagram? Just because you don't have a YouTube channel doesn't make it any less when you go online and talk shit about Dr. Heavenly with your husbands all the time. It's like, so not only is you as my coworker talking shit on me, but you and your husband with your copper mule holders are sitting there tossing them back, talking a gang of shit about this woman coworker, and then mad that this woman coworker be talking about y'all. And I'm just like, it's so uneven over there. But it's the best show on Bravo. You guys can't make me say anything different. But Toya's interview was very telling. Toya has always given swinger vibes. Wouldn't be surprised if she makes a play for King. Oh, I thought the same thing. And you know, Aaron, I don't even want to give it like legs. That's what I'm saying. I don't like giving my thoughts legs because sometimes I be knowing shit. And I was like, damn, shouldn't have said nothing. Maybe it wouldn't happen. But Angel, do you guys think him and Angel will hook up or have hooked up? Because Angel said that her last situation was that she didn't use the word complicated. Because people say, oh, it's complicated. She used another word that made me think married, like it was a situation where that person wasn't all the way done with something and she was caught up somehow. And yeah, I don't know why it got that vibe when she was sitting over there saying that. And then Toya, that's when Toya was like, oh, well, I can find you a man. Isn't that how that all came up or some shit like that? I don't know. Anyway, yeah. But she has given swinger vibes. I wouldn't want to spend time with those shrews if you were quiet. Exactly. I can't stand Toya either. I really can't. She's an awful, awful person. She's literally a day drinker. And she has the audacity, while my compadre, Dr. Heavenly Times, is running for my compadre, Dr. Heavenly Kimes, is running for office of these United States of America, running for Congress for these United States of America, and you have audacity, the audacity to put a false narrative out, and it's false because we've seen Dr. Heavenly for over a decade on our screens. They're in they're in season 12, and Dr. Heavenly has been on since season 2 as a participating member, and she was in the background on season 1 at the party where Toya talking about Mariah's paternity for her daughter, which is why Lauren was over there on her mother's channel last week. Last week, Mariah went did a video, and it was called "Cooking with Lauren," her daughter, and she was like, "Oh, Lauren, how do you feel about the show? Like, did it benefit you? And I like, how do you feel about being on the show when you were?" And she's like, "Oh, I didn't like it, Mom." And she said, "Why not?" She said, "Because the treatment that I ended up getting because of the show wasn't." She used the word beneficial, I believe, and she's a young woman now. Remember little Lauren? Gorgeous young woman now. And she was like, it hasn't been beneficial. And that's because Toya Bush Harris, season 1, final, that party over at Carrie's house, and throughout the season have been bringing up the paternity of Lauren for our entertainment, bringing up people's kids from season 1. Toya has been doing this, right? Nothing to see here, folks. We don't even really, she never had to really walk the plank for that. They made Quad walk the plank for far less. They made Quad walk the plank because she don't call enough, y'all. But Toya gets to bring up paternity and then get mad when her hair gets twirled, talking about, why are you talking about my daughter? Why are you talking about my daughter? Remember how remember how Mariah, oh, it got dark. Sorry, you guys. Remember how Mariah was twirling her hair? Wait a second. Right on. So remember how Mariah was twirling her hair because she kept bringing up her daughter? So Toya has always been a bad egg. hmm Nothing is off limits to Toya. If kids aren't off limits, then I don't know. Like, and then you throw biscuits at your husband, and then you talk about his eggplants being little teeny tiny things, and then like have him so trained that he was on Carlos King 2 days ago talking about, well, she didn't really say anything about it specifically. She more implied it. I don't know what everybody's so mad about. I don't know. There's nothing. She didn't say anything about it. She just said, I don't know why it didn't get any bigger. That's not even, she didn't say Eugene's thing. He literally sat on the interview and said that, you guys. And said, I know that people see it in one way how she treats me, but we got to understand it. And how I was brought up, yeah, I like it. Told you guys. Has the nerve to bring up Dr. Heavenly, who's your guys' gripe. Mind you, your guys' gripe with my compadre, Dr. Heavenly. Check out the archives over here on YouTube. We have at least 3, 4 interviews with Dr. Heavenly. She's a friend. She's a curvy. Love her. Vote Dr. Heavenly Kimes, District 13 in Georgia come May. Okay, you got to be registered before April something, I believe she said. You guys check it out yourself if you're eligible to vote in District 13, which Toya Bush Harris is not. So why is she campaigning so hard to do anti Heavenly things while Heavenly is doing something great to change the community? What does Toya do great for the community, you guys? She day drinks and plays tennis and spreads gossip about, she was the one, her and Simone were the ones that said that Quad was sleeping with the contractor, remember? They were the ones that were saying that. And then Dr. Heavenly repeated it, but even Cecil told Carlos King after last season, him and Eugene went over on Carlos King, and Cecil confirmed that his wife started that rumor about the contractor and Quad. You guys, maniacal. I would call that evil. I would call that evil. Yeah, I can't stand her. She's an awful person. I was reading that comment. Um, I hat and a mustache was from Aaron Thinks. Let's see. Okay, there's new ones. Let's go back. Hey, woman. Hey, D Roman. Yeah, all the black people are suspicious on traders. And nobody finds it suspicious that the only person you think is suspicious are black people because they're talking or laughing. Don't forget that macroaggression. Oh, I heard a laugh. At least somebody else said they heard footsteps and they sounded tiny. Didn't somebody say that? Right? But yeah, all the black people on Traders. And somebody did a actual thing on it. So the very first season of Traders, that black lady won, Siri, right? Cersei. Cersei is from Games of Thrones. Her name was Siri, I think. Anyway, she ended up winning. So I can kind of see how after a season where a black person won something, of course, you're like, the only one we didn't let, the only one we let stay last time ended up winning. So of course you're all guilty now because one of you already won. Because how did she make it through the whole season? That was a very because there was that look. She was very very good, and I thought that Phaedra was equally as good in the season too. I thought she was equally as good a thing, but she ultimately ended up getting revealed. Yeah, and again, it was with the uh, tink, 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 tink. So yeah, let's see comments over here. I think that's it. I think I'm caught up. They should not have tried to play her. How you been, Lynn? Oh, Salante. Uh-oh. I didn't really mean to do that. You don't have to come up. I actually was trying to scroll and it did some other stuff. So back over here on the YouTube, um, Corey is in the hizzle for chisel, my nizzles. What's good, Tony? Hey, okay, let's see. Let's catch up on these comments today. What's good? Yeah, so Landria's Visa commercial. Bomb! Curves, you gotta go, right? For thanks for coming through, Kina. Um, okay, yeah. Yay! Yeah, be sure to come back and bring it back. What's it today? Lots of fan bases are hating when Nicolandria are busy promoting our faves. Yeah. Now look, Nick and Alandria are celebrities. Yep. Hey everyone, I'm back. Thanks for coming back. Hey Shade. Hey Tony. Yeah, thanks for coming through and sharing your support. Toya doesn't do anything for the community that we know of. And just based off of her like general interaction with the ladies, for some reason, they just like, even when they have her on the ropes for a good reason, they'll end up conceding to her and being like, oh, sorry, Toya, like she's the youngest one and they need to stop. They need to stop. And then she also on the thing, if you guys haven't seen the interview, go over to Carlos King's thing. I was going to play it, but I'm using both my devices. But she had the nerve to say that Eugene, she practically said, she said, well, I don't want to say he has a drinking problem. And that's housewife speak for that bitch has a drinking problem. Everybody knows on Bravo that if you say, oh, when you bring up a drinking problem, it's so you can shed light on the drinking problem, right? And so Toya sat her ass over there and said the reason she was so upset at Eugene the night she was like, you're not a leader of your household and fuck these bitches. Remember that night? She said it's because he drinks too much, you guys. and she doesn't like when he drinks too much. And he drank too much. And we might have thought that she had too much, but she thought knew that he really was the one that had too much and he needs to stop because he does that sometimes. And she's not saying that he has a drinking problem. It's just a problem. The nerve! I've been like, my name for her, my nickname for her, in my opinion, I've been calling her the day drinker for like 12 years. Because she literally gets to drink wine all day. And they show her do that on the show. They literally show her the sun is out and so is a drink in her hand. So I've been calling her the day drinker and tennis elbow for 12 years, you guys, because that was her shtick, right? Right? You remember. I'm not even being cheeky or mean. I'm just like, that's what I saw her do. So I was like, the day drinker, so, right? The audacity. Dr. Heavenly is implementing affordability for healthcare. She's implementing affordability for all different kinds of things in District 13 that she herself has said has gone neglected by the current congressman that doesn't even pop his head out to show nobody. She's been boots on the ground, door to door. They call it canvassing. She's been going door to door, knocking, meeting the people, but they already know her. She's very up in the polls already. And thank God that all of the slanderous, defamation, libelous things, in my opinion, I'm not a lawyer. I'm just saying words I read on Google. I don't know if this is really true or not. I'm just saying, in my opinion, it sounds slanderous to call a lady that we've never seen lie, but have caught you in many. We've literally caught Toya in lies. She said she didn't say that. She said that. Yeah. Toya's done some off shit. Okay. She's gone there. She's trying to say, oh, why just bring up my family and talk about my marriage? Because you did on TV, bitch, for a storyline. Remember, it was for our entertainment. And once you do it for our entertainment, your co stars get to bring it up. Conversely, Dr. Heavenly has not disrespected her husband or talked about the size of his thing other than enlarged for 10 years plus. But you're mad that she brought up what you brought up, but you be bringing up what she bring up and what she doesn't bring up. Crazy. What's good, Corey? Yep, Toya doesn't do anything, not a thing. I'm not a fan of either of them, but feel Toya is jealous that Heavenly is moving in a new level in her life, and she will never be on that level. That's very well put, Corey. Yes, right on. Larger Curves deserves more subscribers. Thank you. Let's start a movement. I'm all for a movement. I do. I do. I'll put that on 10. I do. I do. Yeah. Because even at just 2000 a year, being here for 5 years, I should have 10. But I have 37, and I'm grateful for all of you. All of you. I'm grateful. And I'm just doing the math in my head, and I'm like, yeah, this has been like really. I couldn't get past the first 20 minutes of Traders. Yeah, I got past the first 20 minutes because I like watching the people meet and all of that stuff. I like doing I usually like Traders. Um, but this season it just feels like so hive mind tiki torch behind the getting off of the blackness. That I'm like, I just, this tiki torchness in 2026 with all of this stuff going on already. I'm like, all your slips are showing. And you guys are loud and proud with it. Very loud and proud, you know? Rob is misogynistic against Candace. Yeah, and so Rob's story. Okay, I didn't go back watch season 6 of Love Island, which is where the snake charmer Rob is from. And on that season, the season runner-up winner lady, Leah Katab, and now she with Miguel. Well, she started off with Rob, you guys. She started off with Rob. Okay. She started off with Rob. She started off with Rob. And the same condescending, gaslighting, lie in your face shit that he did to those women in the torrent is the stuff that he did to the women on Love Island, you guys. You can go to Reddit and check it. You can go to Google and maybe check it. I know there has to be a Reddit snark about it because over here in the TikTok, they revealing all. They like, I could have told y'all this is what was about to happen based off of what he did to Leah. And then he used to play butthurt too. Like he would do some backward shit to Leah and then go sulk because somebody noticed. And then all those faces he was making last night, whenever Candace would use words and breath, he would do that when other women would talk to him on the island. Super male centered guy. All those snakes could represent something else. I'm not sure. He's very male centered, very male centered. And part of the other thing they say on the TikTok in the part of the other thing they say, I didn't decline it. And part of what they also say, am I back? Part of what they also say, can you still hear me? Is that, darn, that got me off the thing. Rob is not only male centered, but he also, how he dissed Lisa for Colton on Love Island season 6. Rob dissed somebody for somebody named, some guy named Aaron. So when Candace said on her way out that Rob was Colton's beard, that's when somebody straight, like, plays a relationship with somebody who's LGBTQIA. And a beard is your straight person so that people think that you're in a heterosexual couple. So I'm not, so she was saying that, and covers you basically. A beard covers your secret and covers you, right? So she was like, oh, yeah, Colton was Rob's beard in this situation. Isn't that how she put it? And they were like, yeah, sure, whatever, lady, you're a traitor. And then as soon as she was out, instead of so after Colton left, they were like, well, what was that Colton said? Let's focus on that person. And they were like, oh, Johnny used to talk to Candace all the time. Rob could never be a traitor. But remember last time when Bob and Rob, didn't they argue and it was obvious that it was a traitor arguing with a traitor? That's how that back and forth went to me in the last episode of Traitors, where Rob and Candace had not said anything to each other a lot that we could even see during the in the gate. They were always standing over there, and Lisa and Candace would be over here, and Colton and Rob would be over there, right? So for them to be going back and forth, yeah, you guys are like putting each other's names in the mix, but also this is very torridy because you guys don't even interact during the day. Where's all this passion from? But because it was Candace and Rob has those doe eyes and that duh, he kind of has a duh, doesn't he? That's that charm, that duh. And people mistake it. And gets that snake out. That snake be biting the people all the time. Didn't see, didn't see coming. Snake bites all on bitches' ankles. Messing with Rob. Leah knows. Leah from season 6 knows. She had snake bites on her ankles. She had snake bites on her ankles, okay? So the people are saying that this is Rob's modus operandi and don't let the doe eyes fool you. And I'm like, darn, because I was just thinking Rob was like a good person, but if he does this for entertainment to ladies, then I think like in real life, maybe the reason he don't have a girlfriend is because he might interact with them this way in real life. Like, I don't know. Like it just, I don't know. Like, why go against Lisa and Candace? Even if they were hot, he could have just been like doing things to get people kind of off their trail in like different ways. Maybe just throw another name in there instead of immediately pile on. His readiness to pile on with ladies he did a handshake with in a turret to be on a team with in a show with teams and then go outside his team and build an alliance. And people are like, oh, he's the best trader ever. I'm like, the show's called Traders, bitches, not backstabbers. What do you mean he's the best trader ever? That's some backstabbing shit. And yeah, a trader might ultimately backstab you, but to like start there, or I was perplexed. I was gobsmacked. I was like, why I oughta, because what is he really doing? What you really doing, bruv? And why are you doing it this way? I don't know. I have no idea. Rob was cruel to Leah and he was mean to Serena and Janae too. Didn't when they had Beyond the Villa, didn't somebody not want to talk to Rob's ass? Put it in the chat. You guys tell me, because I vaguely remember somebody not wanting to, sorry, somebody not wanting to talk to Rob's ass at Beyond the Villa. You tell me, because I didn't watch the whole thing and it's a blur. I don't want to say they all look alike, but it's a blur. Let's say that. I didn't know who was who at the beginning of that. But there was somebody that Janae in particular did not want to fuck with on Beyond the Villa. Rob was very toxic to women on Love Island. He's a misogynistic, male-centered male who's is sounding like his pattern is to not only betray women but then emotionally abuse them because it's emotional abuse to gaslight a bitch and lie in her face. That's emotional abuse. I'm gonna put a label on it. I'm not a doctor. I just have Google and shit. Okay. And when you make a decision to gaslight a lady, emotionally abuse her, and then try to victimize yourself, like, really? You know what I mean? Like, it was Connor. Rob was very toxic. Are you saying so was Connor? Hey, Maggie. Yeah, I've been watching Love Island All Stars. I just saw a movie night last night, and we can go into there now. I'm just kind of all over the place. Those were the topics, though. VanCarthens, movie nights. Um, can you guys still see me? Movie night and there, so you guys can see me again. Movie night and Married to Medicine. So now we can go to movie night. So okay, I got my first movie night, and on movie night on Love Island All Stars, I think I have a different picture I could put up over here. Background, green screen, add. Is this All Stars? Yeah. So over here on Love Island All Stars, I can't do a green screen over here, can I? What's this? Edit what? Settings? Nope. Can't do a green screen because I'm doing this from my PC. But imagine the cast from Love Island All Stars. Why me? So on Love Island All Stars, we had the movie night, and I really enjoyed it. I liked the mess that it caused. I liked the mess that it revealed. And hey, you having all these little side conversations, buddy? There's mics and cameras, bitch. Okay. Nick needs to be careful hanging out with him too. Okay, that was going to be my other point, Devonda, is that I'm thinking he was like Nick. No, no, all that sitting just sitting around, being all kind of unassuming to Nick's left and to Nick's right. Over when he was at the Celsius thing, I'm thinking, oh, he's a nice, quiet guy. Like, he doesn't even look threatening. Like, yeah, and come to find out, there's like tens of people in his basement. Just kidding, just kidding. That's an analogy. That's like going too far. But like he's a literal woman eater. Like, I'm like, really, bitch? You need to stay away from Nick. Yeah. I don't like you for, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. The men are safe around him, but are they? I mean, is he going to do anything to encourage a relationship with Nick and Olandria if you're so appearing to be anti woman? Then are you really going to support your friend's relationship with somebody who you are not in support of personally, period, ever? It's looking like ever. I mean, he would have to prove us wrong at this point. Yeah, I still don't know who Connor is. Not just Connor, Rob too. Yeah, he's in Mitt Robin season 5 as a bombshell. So okay, so on season 5, did Rob do the same type of thing where he was had a pattern, or did it not happen till season 6 and now on Traders? You guys tell me. Because you watched season 5, you don't trust Rob. He must need the money. He doesn't. He, he must need the money. He isn't cute. People need to stop glazing this white man. I know, when you really look at him, it's like, is he cute? Like, Nick is really cute. And then his energy is cute on top of him being physically cute. And yeah, so, but then I feel like Rob's energy makes me look at him and be like, are you really cute? Because he's so hard to digest. Oh, can you come over to TikTok? I'm at the larger life on TikTok. What is it? Uh-oh. I think that's how it is. It better be like that. I think that's how it is over there. Yeah, so if you want to hop on, then you can come to TikTok and join in TikTok, and then everybody can hear you here because I can't join people here. Here. Plus, he has an obsession with snakes. Nah, I'm good. Yeah. And then in the Bible, the snake was Satan. Yeah. I'm like, nope. You thought he was Australian because he loves snakes? Rob reminded me of Ace on this season of Traders. That's how Ace was acting on Love Island. Devonda. Ooh, you hate snakes with a passion. Shade says, yep. We saw that on Rob from day one. He's red pill. We know what kind of podcast he be listening to. Is that spelled Incel or Encel? I don't know. You guys put it in the chats. Scott is another one too, season 10 UK. He was on season 5, Bombshell, Perfect Match next year. Yeah, him and Lucinda. I'm not with them. I'm not with them. Anybody who's been on these shows like as a profession at this point, if you're as a profession going on love shows, me as a viewer, I'm not buying it. And once I'm not buying it, I'm disengaged. I'm disengaged. That means I don't want to be bothered. That means I'm reclaiming all of this that they're trying to get in front of their TV. I'm reclaiming that and I'm going to go put it someplace else. I'm going to go focus. I might do an audible check of something to like ingratiate myself further to the universe or something like that. But I won't be participating in Fakey McFuckerson passed off his reality mass. Like I mean, plus on top of it is fucking triggering. On top of it, you have the nerve to be triggering. Rob's average. Yep, Shade. Season 5, he was around Cassie, WPs, and Johnny, 404 friends. Trials and tribulations. Get you trials and tribulations. Yes, that's the other name for 404, you know. Because Nick said in that interview, he said, we all go through trials and tribulations to get to the prize at the bottom of the cereal box. He said that. One should move on from dating shows to the traders, the challenge, or survival. What's your opinion on LeAnne and Whitney's situation? Ooh, yeah, Pauline, let's talk about it. Allie, is that you? LEanne? Is Yeah, I like the live. Thanks, Danielle. You love Rob. Yeah, he has a lot of fans. Season 5, Rob didn't make it in past Casa. No screen time. Connor is the guy that dumped Gianna and chose Leah. Rob too. Oh, yay. Okay, let me invite you. Follow back. Invite. There, you guys. Allie from Miami is coming up. Allie!
Friend, can you see me?
I can't see you, but I can hear you fine.
You can do anything. How you doing, friend?
Oh, I'm excellent. Happy 26 and happy Melanated Excellence Month.
Oh yes, God, yes. I mean, it is our month, every day, every year in my world.
Right? Right? Just like Valentine's for Nick and Olandria is every day, people.
Yes. So I had to jump on with the trader thing because I knew from day one that Rob is a snake.
Uh-huh.
When um when they met at the little tower thing,
Yeah.
Ken Randall was all happy and they were celebrating. Rod body language is giving me, oh yeah, I'm not for this. I'm all for myself.
Yeah.
If you go back to that first exclusion, I was like, oh yeah, he's going to betray all of them.
Oh, see?
Yeah, from that first episode and first moment, I knew he was going to betray all of them.
You guys hear her? Can you guys hear Allie?
Yeah, I don't know how to turn it on because I don't do.
Yeah, no. You don't have to have your camera on. We can hear you fine. I was just seeing if the people on YouTube could hear us both. I'm pretty sure they can.
Yeah.
Yeah, so continue with your trader's assessment. I'd love to hear more.
Yeah, because he did no work because basically Candace and Randall was doing most of the work. He just stayed on, and then when he got to a point, to trade them.
Yeah.
Obvious.
And I was really upset that he didn't even have to do it, you guys. He didn't have to do it. Hey, Win! Yeah, we were just talking about it. We were just talking about it when we can talk back about it. I'm talking about everything today. VanCarthens, Love Island All Stars, Traders, Married to Medicine. Yeah, yeah. Everybody is some people are hating the game he's playing. Me personally, I don't feel like so the game is called Traders. So obviously there's two teams. And even as a trader, you're on a team. And I don't think that throwing other traders under the bus is necessarily the game that I appreciate. I just don't appreciate it. It's not called backstabbers, it's called traders, bitch. So I'm just not with it. To other people, backstabbing is a great trader move, but To me, it's just weak sauce. It's like weak sauce. Just be on your team and try to do your best to be on your team. What are your thoughts, Allie?
And for me, I totally agree because I mean, if you're going, you want to be the winner, but you need to get your team all the way to at least the end. I still think they're halfway through the game, so now you betrayed everybody, and then she's gonna. I want him to get off. Want him to get off. So you could just watch it. See, that's what you get.
Yeah.
That's what you get. You do ugly, and ugly do back. Ugly gonna do back to you. And here's the thing: I knew something went wrong because when the show was about to premiere, Candace was on her podcast. She couldn't say much, but when I tell you she read Rob for Phil,
Yeah.
I said it's gonna go down.
Yeah.
Something happened and it's gonna go down. So I was not surprised he did none of that. But I person, I don't know how much people saw, but I think it's gonna come back to him because I don't want to spoil it. But you saw that last episode, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think that's gonna come back. I'm hoping that choice comes back to bite him.
Me too. But it's another time where how do you feel about everybody being voted off black first? Like, what do you think about that?
Getting old because they do that in every reality show.
Yeah.
It's getting really, really, really old. I mean they did it in Survivor and Big Brother. Even America's Next Top Model, they started doing that way back in the days. It's getting really old, and I'm not sure why they keep doing that.
Well, I feel like it reiterates the programming that black and melanin is less than somehow when it's, at least equal.
Yes. But I mean, and there was no reason. To me, there was no reason for Candace to be off. She was playing a good game. I don't care what anybody said. It's just that she trusted a snake. That who would have thought that? Hey, I would have. Cause I remember season 2. That's something like that happened too.
Yep. Yep.
Trader backstabbed her too.
That Rob guy, yeah.
Yes.
And that's, and I'm like, it's interesting that what people think is a great game is basically look, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. It's very colonizing white people about just go over and say, oh yeah, I'm gonna protect you, I'm gonna this, I'm gonna that, and then sell you to the next plantation kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like just like you can never trust them is the moral of the story. And you think you can, and they just are lying in your face. They're just literally lying with a straight face, breaking the treaty they just set with you. Always breaking treaties. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Issue is not even the fact you betrayed. It's the fact that the other folks are like, so sweet. Like you show
Call traders.
traitors is the being lying, deceiving, manipulative. And you just swear it up and down that he can never do it. Like what you guys are doing? And it goes back to this. Like you guys had no problem thinking of Candace, who has done
Nothing.
make you feel like she's a traitor, then all of a sudden y'all convinced because Rod said so. See, Lisa, if Rod had never put Lisa's name out there,
Yeah.
Lisa would still be in the game.
Right.
He put Candace's name, he's in the game. But
I think Colton knew who the traders were, and I think Rob might have told him. I think they could say he didn't all at once, but I feel like the Lisa was onto something when she said how when Colton came to her and was like, I know you're a trader, and I'll keep you safe if we join together. And she thinks that he knew she was a traitor because he was already in cahoots with the other traitor. And then when not Colton, yeah, Colton, when Colton got voted off and they asked who he wants to win, he's like, I hope Colton takes this home. And just the way he said it was like he already knew that Rob was a traitor. I don't know. It just got vibes. I don't know. And how he was carrying his stuff and keeping I don't know. It was just a lot. It was just a lot.
and here's the thing. I don't remember, did they ask any other one that got voted off? who they wish to win, or was Colton the only one that we could remember?
It's the only one that they showed us. They might have asked everybody, but editing.
Yes, but if they did ask everybody, isn't it strange? Let's say they did. Isn't it strange that they chose Colton um to air what Colton said in the editing versus everybody else?
Yes, definitely.
And if they probably already knew, oh, you did technically break the rules and let it be known.
Right. Hey, Allie, keep talking for a second. I gotta go potty just a second, okay?
All right. So I mean, that's one thing about trade. It's really, really, it's. But I am loving the season. You can't see anybody's text. Candace gave clues, and all of these are slow. Yeah, they did. She basically was telling the faithfuls that Rob is a traitor, and it doesn't make sense. Like, if you really think about how Candace are trying to connect Lisa being voted off, and now she's gone. It's like, who else would have known unless it's Rob? So I don't understand why they couldn't get that into it. From the reveal of the three traitors, Rob knew what to do and how to get rid of the housewives. Exactly. From that moment. And Candace is so emotional. One thing was Candace, I did love the fact that she bringed out her triangle tissue. I said, I missed that. Lisa had to go. She was too sloppy, and Rob sighed. I wish she stayed a little longer. I don't think she would have been able to last to the end, but it would be nice to see her a little longer just to help Candace. Her sloppiness would have helped Candace because nobody was expecting or looking at Candace at all until Lisa left, and then Rob went in. So I wish she stayed longer. That's the only reason why. But other than that, I feel, to me, for what happened in that last episode with that decision, I don't want to spoil it. I think Rob overthink it. If he's really, if I'm thinking what's happening, if they're smart, that could come back to bite him. Because that was a pick I was not expecting, and it made me think, maybe this is not the right idea. And Candace did came out and said, and I love Candace for this. She said, I did not make a mistake. I'm glad I did what I did. I'm glad I put his name down. And I said, maybe there's more to happen. The twist is, if Eric does Rob dirty, it could be. Because remember, Eric said that he heard and he knew who the traitor was, but he said he made a mistake. But I'm beginning to think maybe he didn't make the mistake and he said the wrong name on purpose just to kind of stay in the game and make it look like, oh, I don't know how to play the game. I'm not that strategic. I don't know. I think he lied about who he thought the traitor was just to kind of make people know and not know and throw everybody off. Because that's one thing about a strategy. You want to keep what you know to yourself, but then throw everybody off your set. That's if Eric is actually playing the game right. So because I remember he was in the confessionals and said, I know who the traitor is, but I'm going to keep it to myself. But then all of a sudden, he told everybody. Sid, I thought you keep it to yourself. Now I begin to think, oh, maybe this was it all this time. So I hope Rob really, and then maybe that's what I didn't make a mistake. So I can't wait for that reunion because I definitely want to hear the reunion. Because I know when the Traders reunion comes back on, Candace is going to see Rob, and Candace is going to read that man for filth, and he's going to be
right.
He's going to know how it is to be closer. Because that's one thing. When Candace and Rob was having that conversation, and Rob was gaslighting Candace about, oh, don't be so emotional.
Right.
Game.
Right.
Don't be so. And Candace was looking like, I'm not being emotional. I know it's a game. But, I'm like, is he gaslighting us?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Little boy.
And then even Rob on the interview was kind of gaslighty with her too. Like, you were being emotional. No, I was playing a game too.
Yes.
But that was a lot. I was like, thanks for holding it down for me.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so The Traitors has been, I don't think I'm going to watch more until maybe the end for the reveal, if somebody can tell me. Because, yeah.
Right. Here's the thing. I heard from from Kempire, allegedly, there's little tweets in the air that they are thinking of doing an all-star version for season 6.
Uh-huh.
I definitely hope they put Candace back on because she played a phenomenal game.
She did. I thought she did really good. Um,
I have to say, not to cut you off, these traders have done so well for Candace. Because have you not seen her that she's been in definitely a lot more things after this?
right.
And girl, this is a blessing. So even if she didn't win, she won in life. She won the bigger prize. This gave her a whole new revamp. It kind of took her out of this, Potomac world and kind of put her in a different light. And people are like, oh, we love Candace.
Right. Yeah.
We love her. See, that's how it works.
Yeah, especially since Monique was back on our screens. So, of course, Candace was on our mind, you know? And I feel like Monique kind of flopped with her comeback. And now getting to see Candace outside of that mirror, outside of that lens, is refreshing. And I feel like a lot of people were waiting for her to be back on our screens like this because she's been doing a lot of acting. Um, but as far as this genre,
Well, she has some sponsorship too. She did a few sponsorship, which is good because that gives in revenue money in the back. Yeah. I was like, girl, I'm happy for you. Yes, keep doing all this stuff. But she's also made an appearance in the Ultimate Girls Trip road thing.
right?
She was the lady in Atlanta, which is great. So they're gonna keep giving her more things. She was an actress already, so they might. I hope maybe a scripted project could be in her destiny. She deserves it. She is enjoyable to watch, in my opinion.
Yes, me too.
I don't know. I didn't see Potomac. I didn't have the strength.
I didn't watch it either, only just the clips and all the reviews that I'm hearing.
Yeah, you did better than me. I barely saw the reviews. I barely saw the clips. I really didn't care. Only thing I'm gonna take time to watch is the interview with Karen.
Uh-huh.
Maybe some of the reunion. That's about it. Because from what I hear, they're doing the same thing. Giselle's acting ridiculous. Ashley's acting ridiculous. And they're really cringy.
Yeah.
Charisse is being cringy, going on this what do you call interview tour about her son being with Ashley. Ill. I don't care.
I only care. So here's what I think about that. Now, it's Charisse, bless her heart. They don't want to bring back the real Grand Dame. And in an eventful way. And they finally bring her back. The real Grand Dame is Charisse, you guys. That's why when this whole thing about naming Karen was a slap on Charisse, and then they started talking about Charisse's stuff. Remember how that was Charisse?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then Charisse comes back, right? Everything is fine. We've seen her on our screens as the friend of a visitor or whatever. And now Ashley's gonna wait the storyline of her own. 2 years old information, by the way, to talk about, oh, I slept with my coworker's son, and I'm surprised she didn't see me. I told her I kissed him before, but then she waited to get to TV about how she smashed her son. So of course, when somebody asks you about it in an interview, since you finally made it back to the TV show that you were supposed to be the original Grand Dame on, and they're like, "Oh yeah, your coworker said that she was smashed your son. How you feel about it?" I don't feel like that's her going on tour about it. I feel like that's them asking her how she feel about her coworker doing that to her son. Like that's a valid question to me because the same way we don't talk about kids, I guess you're not technically to be smashing somebody's kid. Like, and there's enough peeing in Potomac, and Ashley knows all too well about all the peeing in Potomac. Okay, and but you have to go over here to your friend's son. Really? Did somebody let you outside? Yeah, Milo out. Milo
My
out.
thing is,
Out. Milo out. 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 No. Milo out. Out. Milo out. I'm here. I said thank you. God. Sorry, you guys. Oh, I don't. Go ahead.
yeah, my thing is, from my perspective, is I know with they start off, oh, I kiss him and not, whatever. The minute that my coworker is mentioning my child, I don't care if it's a dog, and something happened, I would have shut it down in that minute. Like, no, 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 no. We're not going to play with my kid. We're not going to do that. I would have shut it down.
Right.
And that, because to me, that's why I said, I was like, I don't want to talk about it. Like, I'm not a fan of Erica, but at least with Erica, when it comes to her kids, she sat down right away. Same thing with you're not gonna do that with my kids. I don't play with my family. She shut that down right away.
Right.
Because in no reality show, I'm gonna sit there and talk about like whatever happened behind closed doors with you and your child, with whatever conversation, that's fine. But I don't want that to be a topic of conversation for the whole world to know.
Right. I get it.
Issue with. And I would say, we're not talking about this. There's no show that want me to do that. But and it's gross. It's really gross that you actually seen this her friend as a minor, saw him grow up, and then now, but for me, in my age, when I see you as a kid,
Yeah, I'm not really thinking about smashing you later.
still see you as a kid. But I feel like I be having auntie vibes.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Be like, oh, that look at the baby, look at the little one. Still look at you as a kid. I don't be like, oh, he's fine. That's not how my brain works.
Not at all.
I'm how
But Ashley is she's so like her husband. I'm going to say, like, that's perverted to me. That's a little perverted, in my opinion. Call me a moral police, but that's a little perverted to have seen somebody grow up before your eyes and then you're smashing them. It's given Woody Allen. I don't care if it's just a 10-year difference or 2-year difference. How many years difference? It's like a little difference, right? So you saw him when he was 15, and now when he's older, you're doing it. It's still giving Woody Allen in as much as you knew him when he was a kid, and now you are on him sexually. That's nasty. That's hey, I just don't know. But men get to do it all the time. But to do it with a coworker's friend, a friend coworker, only divulge half truth so that when you do mention it on TV, she's not shocked, but she's stunned that you brought it up 2 years later on TV. And we already know Charisse isn't a clapback queen. She's not. Um, and so maybe all in that moment, all she could do was be gracious as the real grand dame that she is and kind of, and then Ashley talks some more, and then Sharice talks some more. Because first it was just a kiss, and then it was a kiss and a smash, and then it was a kiss and smash, and oh, on her ring camera. So her story developed off screen is when she was saying all this stuff. She said what she said on the show, and then Ashley did interviews herself and elaborated more and more and more on Watch What Happens Live, on that virtual reality thing, on the Page Six thing. She was going to different places, continuing to pile on this story. So now when Sharice gets to a place, somebody asked her about, well, not only did it come up on the show, but now this she was said that you didn't see nothing on the ring camera. She said that in an interview after the scene aired. So I don't have a problem with Cherie saying whatever the fuck she feels like saying, even if on the screen she didn't get a chance to say it like that, because now the story has gotten deeper. And now you're taking little digs at me by saying, oh, you didn't see it on the ring camera. So now you're adding like you screwed my son in my house, bitch. That's nasty. That's nasty.
I go. I ain't gonna say no, but there's just some friends you don't bring to your house.
Well, there's all the friends. You don't bring no holes to your house, you guys. If you're married, don't bring no holes to your house. Period.
And Ashley's definitely one of them.
Yeah. 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 I wouldn't do that for her. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
This is Ashley's last season. Pause. Pause.
And you know, her and Toya are similar because they do a lot of projection whoring, a lot of things that are way out of pocket. They never have a real storyline that they're willing to stick to of their own. They'll say a couple of things about themselves, but a majority of the season is other people's shit. And but then they cry victim. And I want it to be her last season too, is the moral of that story. I need Toya to have a timeout. She's far too toxic. It's the lines have been crossed over and over and over and over and over again. But I feel like Bravo rewards that type of behavior specifically. Um,
To me, in my opinion, she gets the best edit because I frame the show. They have, the Quad to be the frenemy, the antagonist of the group.
right.
I mean, Toya be like, oh, well, Toya, she's just doing her best, and she's so pretty. There's nothing wrong with her, but like, she's the nastiest one of them all.
She is. And even real quick, even Dr. Heavenly off the show gives her a lot of grace. A lot of grace. Ever since the season where she dragged her. And then we told her as boopies, we were like, okay, Dr. Heavenly, that's a little far. We like it and everything, but that's far, right? And then she started reeling it in, right? And then people were like, oh, you just do whatever your boobies say. No, that's like self-awareness. That's a level of evolution. When you're willing to take in criticism and adjust how you interact with people, she hardly says your mama anymore. But people always go back to 8 years ago when she said your mama, like she does. She didn't say your mama, but when Contessa brought up mamas, she was on it, you know. Um,
The thing is, again, it's an edit because when they have these arguments, they go after heavily to get a reaction. So
right.
they've been trying to keep it back, and they keep pushing, pushing, pushing. So when they finally be like, "Yeah, I got her," then they slice that part of the episode and say, "Oh, it's always heavily. It's always heavily. She's always doing stuff."
Right.
That because unfortunately, with the formula, she's part of the antagonist, and that's really kind of like you can't have a storyline without the good guy, bad guy type of thing. That's what I love Heaven. I love Dr. Heavens. Okay, so you know I'm and what April is the midterms and November.
This woman, she can't play anymore. And I only want her to leave for congresswomaning. And yeah, but as far as being on the show, of course, that would be a natural evolution. And I love that Bravo is allowing her to use this platform and continue to use this platform because name recognition is everything in votes. You might not know what person, when I get a ballot, if I've seen the name, I'm like, oh yeah, I recognize that name. And then I'll start trying to think of, oh, what did I hear about that person or whatever. I don't think that her being who she is on the show to the people in her district specifically is going to be an issue.
No, but I think for the fact that this one, because I think by the time they already filmed the reunion.
Yeah, yesterday.
Yes. So hopefully the next one, I think by the time the show ends, it's going to be before the marries. But all her energy has to be about winning that seat. She don't have time with these ladies. She got to spend all that energy.
Yeah, well, that's the perfect timing then. So because the reunion was yesterday, they filmed it yesterday. And now they're going to air it in like what, March or April. We're in February, yeah. So March, we'll probably get it March, right? And by the end of March, and then April, that'll keep carrying her name through April through the polls. And as long as I hope she carries her own. I know Dr. Heavenly will carry her own at the reunion. That'll even give her a bigger push to show people how she's going to fight for them as a congresswoman. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody after her. Everybody after her. She always have to stand up on her own. So I'm not worried about her. I think that at this point, I've been on the show for what, 11, 12 years. She's graduated. It's time for a new thing. We need to check on her back because as far as I'm concerned, she's been carrying the show.
Yeah.
These years. Make these other ladies who let them do the work.
Right. Without being super duper top. I don't like it for entertainment. I don't like how she interacts with her husband. I don't like how she throw other people's kids into stuff and then play victim. I just don't like it. You know what I mean? I feel like this lady Brandy, the lady office where she can give you injections.
Are we not surprised? Think about it. Heavenly helped Sweet Tea because she's the one. Heavenly and Jackie went to Dr. G and said, "We're getting, with the girl from Won't You Come on the Show?" Because remember, Dr. G admitted that way back when it came back on Phaedra when she did it live. Heavenly and Jackie was the one that said, "You should come back on the show." And he said, no, it was too soon. And he waited until they got engaged.
Right.
None of those other ladies were even looking at Sweet Tea. And then afterwards, Sweet Tea
Still got the Tesla. It was like taunting.
like I said, I don't have a problem on you spending your money. It's yours. That's fine. That's on you. It's the disrespect.
Right.
Couldn't.
Right.
Because if you would do that in that moment, what else? How they treat you behind, and then you have Cecil just sitting there, not doing anything, not seeing.
That was so maddening.
That there's no way. Because I could tell you when I have a brother, and my brother could never talk to him like that because mind you, my mom could sit there smack the Jesus out of you and in you all at the same time. But my father would never allow my brother to even treat my mom like that. So my mom wouldn't even have to say anything to my brother because my father would have already said, what you're not going to do, is talk to my wife like that. That's how I remember it.
Do it. I got kicked off of YouTube. Let me see if it'll come back on. Did it come back? Oh Lord, look at all these fucking windows open. What the heck is going on? Wow, you guys. Can you see now? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Let's close this. Can you see me now? Can you hear me? Chanel. Hey, party people. Can you hear me? Can you see me? I don't know. Can you put a 1 in the chat if I'm back? Are we back? I don't know. if I'm back or not. You guys will let me know, hopefully. Hopefully. It says I'm back. I don't know. Chanel was in the house. Chanel, go over to TikTok and join my TikTok with me and Allie. We're talking about things. So, but you know what we need to talk about next? I don't know if are you Love Island Gaming? Here, let's find a picture.
I guess you're changing the picture because I can't see anything.
Yeah, are you Love Island at all?
See, the most I see with Love Island is what you post in social media.
Oh, right on.
And Rob and that other little girl that's on that show. I know they're from
Yeah, Mora and Rob.
Yes.
Right.
Because I know they got one for the villa, and I was like, oh, okay. I guess
Thanks.
I wonder if they're gonna do this.
Right.
Yeah. But I can't do the daily thing. It was shown on. My attention span is not that long. It takes me a while to do the weekly show.
Right. Well, I know I like watching things in real time. Like I said, I don't back watch. So if there is something to watch, and I don't do a lot of scripted TV, so an hour a day on something that's like, supposed to be reality, as long as it's not triggering, is okay. So I've been watching this show called Love Island Stars because I was so into Love Island season 7 USA. And that's why I've been doing all my Hello VanCarthens, Hello Nicolandrians, whatever, right? So I'm all in on that. But now, um, I wasn't gonna watch this because ultimately I blame production for the mistreatment of Olandria and Shelley and ultra and melanated women on that show for my first season watching. Then come to find out it had been a pattern of them having people who go on the show who either don't like melanated women and they have them there so the women get treated otherly, or it's just the biases also play out in this environment. It's another social experiment. And if you have blonde blues and all you have are blonde blue guys, then sometimes that's all they'll choose. You know what I mean? So anyway, there's a lot of biases that get shown. But in what happened in last night's episode was that they had this thing called movie night. And on movie night, they play clips that we saw as viewers or might not have seen all together, but none of them saw. So, like, if there was a conversation between these two, of course, none of the other people saw it because it was between these two. So, on movie night, they play the conversation between these two for everybody. So, no matter who they were talking about, now everybody knows, right? So it was supposed to be a big deal on season 7, Love Island, but they did not have it. For some reason, season 7 was some type of like weird one off where the experiment wasn't like usual. Like they usually would have had the CASA thing at this time, but they didn't have it till this time. And they usually would have had a movie night and they usually would have had a this, but they didn't do it that way. And so, but it had been so pumped up in my mind that I really wanted to see it. So last night they had movie night on Love Island All Stars. And I was able to watch it on this thing called Daily Motion. It's this little app that lets me see it in real time because on Peacock, we're 3 episodes behind. I believe it's 3. Yeah. So I was able to see last night's episode last night when the people in London saw it, let's say. Now, it is a voting show. So as a viewer, they have an app, a Love Island app. And here in the USA during season 7, we got to vote during the Love Island thing on our app, right? And your votes affected what happened in the thing. And I feel like part of the phenomenon, specifically with season 7, had to do with coming off of Kamala Harris losing the election and people feeling like their votes weren't heard, specifically Black women, right? So then you get over here on Love Island season 7 and you get to vote in real time, and then you get to see that your vote fucking counted right fucking now. You know what I mean? Like, so I kind of feel like that was some kind of something that might have been part of the overwhelming phenomenon that happened during season 7 with these two ultra native melanated goddesses on that show. So anyway, So now we're over here. And they have two ultra melanated goddesses on this show also. And I only have a picture of one. Let me get it. I think we don't have to go anywhere for it though. Yeah, we do. Oh darn, it's not letting me. Okay, never mind. It said that Whitney was over 40 pixels. So this girl right here, I believe, I think that's Whitney. And then this girl over here is LEanne. And they're the two black girls of the villa. But they don't really get along, you guys. They don't really get along. And in the villa, people get coupled up, either of their own volition or they get recoupled up because a voter might do something or new people are introduced and then the new people get to pick who they want to vibe with and whatever. So LEanne and Scott were vibing pretty much since the first coupling and have been kicking it for at least everybody's saying 3 weeks of the 6 week experiment, right? Um, Scott and LEanne, don't they kind of look like nicolandria just based off of the swirl, right? And so I feel like they were trying to make fetch happen with that by locking it in day one, but he really don't like her. And even though outside the villa, they said his ex-girlfriend in real life was really a black girl. So his best friend in real life and on the show is the other black girl who is constantly in his ear saying that she's not good enough for him and just like, that's not my first choice for you. Just like not helping at all. He's been with her for 3 weeks and his best friend has not helped at all. And then the first chance he gets to recouple, he does. And it's with an American girl. Her name is Cher, and she Dominican, not black. And so Cher decides she wants him from her because he's in a one-sided relationship and he really needs to expand his horizons, is what the Dominican no black lady decided. And Whitney was like, oh yeah, that's a great choice for you. She's a great choice for you. And that's what Whitney was going over telling Scott without Cher around. And so then, of course, now she's up for grabs because his best friend told him, oh, go with the other girl. The point of the game is to get other people's interest and find out what you have in common. So she ended up shooting her own self in the foot, you guys. She thought she was pulling a fast one on this girl by breaking them two up. But the only other person that this girl really thought was attractive, and she said it from day one, was this guy named Yemen, an American. And you know who's Yemen is with right now? Her. So because Whitney made Scott further consider breaking up with LEanne seriously finally was like, well, I got to get to know other people. And went and told Whitney, you know, I'm going to get to go talk. I hate that I got to do this to you, girl, but hey, we're here for it. Scott's fancying this other girl. I'm about to pull your dude for a chat. And at least she went to her and told her to her face up front, no sneaky business. Got to respect LEanne. Got to respect LEanne. She didn't want to be in this position. She was totally cool with like just getting whatever she was getting from Scott, which was pretty much his armpit. Because every time they would show him, they wouldn't really show him interact, but they would just show LEanne like all up under his armpit. You know, it was so yeah, and now she's mad. She had the nerve to get mad that she's going to do what they're there to do, which is explore other people. But when other people get busted up in the thing, she's the first one to say, charge it to the game, charge it to the game, charge it to the game. That's what she be telling everybody. Charge it to the game. It's just a game. Charge it to the game. It's just a game. Right? So now she got to charge it to the game that because she broke Scott up from LEanne and allowed LEanne to finally take the rose colored glasses off because Scott ain't shit. Scott was stringing her along. He was future faking, you guys. That's a new coin term, future faking. Write it in the chat. Hashtag future faking. He was like, "Oh, we're going to go on the beach in Welsh in my hometown. Oh, I'm going to take you and meet my parents." He was doing all of these plan things like off the island. There were going to be this big thing in the future. Like, that's how in I am with you right now, bitch, on this island. That in the future, off this island, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to, because I'm so in on you and we're only 14 days in here. You're just like, wow, So that's future faking. Okay. So he was future faking LeAnne. But she couldn't tell because she was like, oh, he's kind of cute. I'm here for love. Da 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 da. So the future faking got revealed. She ends up pulling Yemen for a chat. Whitney says okay to her face, says charge it to the game, like she's always saying, charge it to the game. And as soon as she leaves, she was pretty much like, that bitch, I can't believe she pulled my man for a chat. How dare she? I would never. Da, 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 da. But you just did, bitch. But you just did. You went and told him to pursue Cher, who he has zero chemistry with. I mean, even less than with LeAnne. Okay, because all Cher does ever since she made her decision to try to pull him from her is sit there like this. Because she's supposed to be sad and a victim now of her own choices because the girls are looking at her like a man thief because they were the strongest couple. They were the only couple that had been together for the whole like 20 days or some shit. Just like LRGA and Taylor in My Beloved season 7. So now you get LeAnne to 3 weeks in, and the first chance you get to snog a bitch, you snogging bitches. By the way, snog is a bona fide word from the 1940s, and it does mean to kiss adoringly. Okay, snog. I don't like it. I like kissing, but they got me saying snogging. Snog kind of, I'm like snog, hog, fog. You know what I mean? So So now she has to go snog people that have only seen her in relationship with homeboy and actually kind of been giving them relationship advice on. And she has not showed anybody else very much interest. Now, she has told the girls, like I said, that she thought certain people were cute, like Yemen. She thought Yemen was cute. And he is a real looker. But then some people call him neck because his neck goes into his head perfectly. Like you see how like my head is like round over my neck, right? But his head goes straight into his neck. Yeah. Well, no, but it's long, but it's just like his head isn't round. It's more like, but then he has all these muscles of chocolate rippling with veins and everything. And there's a chocolate horizon everywhere. And he's so chiseled and he got Adonis belts for bitches to rely on. And oh, he's not bad on the eyes, girls. He's not bad on the eyes. But anyway, they were trying to make fetch happen and reheat nicolandria nachos right here, and the nachos weren't given what it gave, except for the fact that he is very Taylor, you guys. Very Taylor. How are you going to string LeAnne along for 3 weeks? Tell her and everybody, well, in this case, he told her and everybody else that he was into her. In Taylor's case, he told her he was into her, but all the men knew that he really didn't want to be with her. So, but he was still stringing her along, is how they're similar, right? You're the only one. But then as soon as another one comes, I'm not the only one after all. And then when you question it, the other one is, are you crazy? You crazy for questioning it. Yay, win. Win here, you guys. Win. I was just going in on Whitney. I was not pleased at Whitney deciding to get them broke up and then tell her charge it to the game, you got to talk to Yemen, and then as soon as you walk away she was had an attitude about it and she's wrong. That pissed me off. Yes, thank you. I'm gonna hold everybody here when I say this, right? I love Whitney, don't get it twisted, right? I love LeAnne. I used to think LeAnne was boring, right? Yeah, because there was not so much for me to divest her character, story arc on the villa or whatnot.
But then when it came to the whole Villa USA coming in, because her and Scott has been easy. They had no drama. They had no drama within their couple. But Scott was over here in everybody else's business, so LeAnne was the least problematic until it came to Villa USA. And when Villa USA came and she was left behind, and Scott was over here, chatting and snogging up the share up in Villa USA and came back like he ain't do what he was doing.
Uh-huh.
Everybody was over here trying to comfort LeAnne and be like, he still love you, he still love you, he's still for you, he's still for you. And when it came to, I'm pretty sure it was Belle that finally came to LeAnne and was like, hey, Scott, when it came to you being the final person, literally, in the final three, it was between you, Jess, and another person, Lucinda, to go home. And Jess had to go home. If it was you going home, Scott wouldn't have went home with you either. Because he said, well, if I went home and it didn't work out, why would I stop? And Belle told Belle told LeAnne exactly how he said it. When LeAnne went to ask Scott how he said it, Scott was like, I had no, I was respectful about the way I said it. No.
Oh, see? So he
he,
was playing her.
he was.
But
And there's
as
no
far
way
as
you can
Belle
get
goes, real
here.
quick, Win. Thanks for coming through, Allie. As far as Belle goes, um, Belle likes Scott.
Hmm.
So she might have been telling LeAnne that so she could see the bad in Scott because Belle sees the good in Scott.
I mean, honestly, Belle's had LeAnne's back.
Oh,
So
really?
I don't see Belle trying to be sneaky and slide onto Scott. I do think Leanne's not going to be impressed if anyone comes after her man because we already seen it when
Hmm.
Cher picked Scott. She said, "If you could take my man, you could have him."
Right.
So she's not really pressed about Belle or anyone coming in and stealing her man. She's gonna literally charge it to Scott.
Hmm.
She's literally like saying without I don't think Whitney wants Scott. Like we have to look at it realistically. Whitney and Scott are best friends. Like you hear this in the villa consistently.
Yeah.
She's like bestie when her and Scott had a sit down literally like I want to say either this episode or the episode prior and Whitney pissed me off literally saying, well, if we're looking at it and you're a strong person and
Hi,
you need
Tiffany.
someone to sit up here and you know stand up for themselves and stand true because you are a demanding person, I think shares that person. I was like, oh, oh, that's not the kind of advice you want, Bookie.
Right. Yeah. Like I was like, how is Cher that person? I don't know.
Like,
I'm not into Cher a lot. Um, and the reason is because I didn't appreciate how she was all and then after she did all that hoorah and roo rah rah, rat a tat tat, you in
yeah,
a one sided everything. I need to
I
blow up
get
your
it.
spot. Then she start
I get
crying.
it.
Really, bitch?
My thing is this, right? Realistically looking at it, like I feel like Whitney should have even had picked Leanne against Cher. She should have just kept it to, well, out of the two women, who are you feeling more? And honestly, I can't speak for their character. I can only say for the experience I've seen firsthand.
Mhm.
And I was like, it's given like you really don't want to see another black woman win. And it's okay to sit up here and want to have your experience.
Yeah,
But when it comes to other islanders, like realistically, Leanne only had one person. And
exactly. So if you're getting Scott off LeAnne, do you want LeAnne to go home? Is that what your end game
and
is?
that's basically what it's given. And I hate to say it because we all literally saw the episode. We're standing. Tommy literally picking her as a mercy vote was insane. Because
Mm-hmm.
like I'm sitting here, I'm like, damn, I kind of feel bad because Leanne literally like only has one person in here, and
Yeah.
everybody else. Cher picking him when Cher was real good with Jack. was the blind side of it all. I'm like,
Oh my
okay,
gosh, that was. And then Jack. Oh my gosh,
let's
why
talk
is
about
everybody
Shaq
so
because ooh.
Jack does not Jack kind of gives me a little bit of the ick just because he plays
That man
so
was into
much.
every USA woman.
Yeah,
Like
that
the
part.
least
He
bit
be playing too
offer.
much.
And he dropped that. That pissed me off. Because what do you mean, y'all at movie night and you snogging women, and then they
Oh,
ask
there
you
was about an
what
hour
time
between each one.
exactly, and they're like, "What time between the kisses?" And he was laughing, saying, "Oh, I kind of forgot, but probably like an hour."
Yeah, that's not
Oh,
okay, Jack.
oh, Jack, you easy,
Mm-hmm.
and that makes me not feel bad about the baby daddy comment. It really don't.
Is he a baby daddy?
He is a baby daddy.
Oh, okay.
That's why people were hating on Whitney early on in the season because she made the baby daddy comment.
Well, if he a baby daddy, he a baby daddy. Huda was a baby mama.
Exactly. But here's my thing, right? And this is why I was disappointed with Whitney this episode. You push Scott towards Cher, whether you intentionally believe it or not, because you said that was the best viable option for him because it's his experience. You know LeAnne behind Scott but wants Scott to initiate exclusivity. You could have told Scott in that moment, I think LeAnne wants you to be exclusive with her, but she wants it to come from you.
Right.
But no, you said, looking at the optics, you went for Cher because Cher can handle you. LeAnne can't. And then when LeAnne pulls you for a chat because she sees Scott going for Cher because she doesn't know you told her that you co-signed this, she put her faith in you saying, okay, well, I don't know what to do because it's just been me and Scott for 3 weeks. Mind you, 3 weeks in the villa is like 6 months out in the real world.
Right.
Come to find out from other islanders literally doing reviews of the show.
And
So
what
when
and what did Whitney mean though when that she would say, "Oh, Cher can handle you from what I've seen, LeAnne can't, but LeAnne handled you for 21 days?"
exactly. And I think it goes to where Leah initially said she doesn't like a man with that's involved in a lot of drama. And I guess Whitney's been holding on to that because,
Mm-hmm.
quite frankly, when it comes to Scott and his personality, he really isn't everybody's business.
Right.
And if that's the case, and we're still lingering on, and I get Whitney's stance, I get it because if that comment was made in like a gray area, then I'm gonna take it with a grain of salt. But at the same time, with Whitney, I'm also gonna charge it to her and say, you can't hold that against LeAnne like anybody can't hold the baby daddy comment against you. Because while you did make the comment of you're not really fond of dating people who are baby daddies, people held you to the brimstone. Kieran was one, Sean was one, Tommy was one. Like we have to remember, a lot of people were sitting over here, especially with that little early on challenge, saying, how are you gonna sit up here and say he a baby daddy, feel off of him, feel yourself off, and then open yourself back up?
Yeah.
And everybody, that was my main problem with everybody sitting up here arguing with Whitney. And then when Whitney sit up here and blown up at LeAnne at movie night, of all places, was inappropriate to me.
Yeah, like why did she
Respectfully,
even make that comment
like
about you did that to Scott? What the It's not your business, lady.
exactly. And my thing is this, right? If you were mad at her because of how she's treating your bestie, maybe you talk to both her and your bestie. You
Right.
have ample enough amount of time when she pulled you to say, "Hey, Scott, come here."
Right.
Y'all can sit up there. Y'all can have a little three-way conversation because at the end of the day, you want that to sit up here and be rectified.
Mm-hmm.
No, you sat up here. You had a conversation because you know that Scott's leading away from LeAnne because he lost that spark, and then you had a conversation of her giving a green light to snogging other islanders and getting to explore. You
Right.
did not tell her what was good, what was the green light and the red light when it came to specific islanders. You left it vague. And if you didn't want her pulling your man, because you saw her kiss your man in the Snogger Pie challenge, no, Snog
Uh-huh.
marrying pie challenge,
Right.
could have just told her up front, hey, I'm open for you to explore other people. Just stay, my man is just off limits. I want to
Yeah.
get to know him and not have the complications of me and you butting heads. Because I respect you as an individual. I respect you as an islander, and I don't want to have any friction or any tension between us. That was never stated. It
Never.
was
She tried to play cool girl about
when
it.
gave it the green light.
Yes.
And when she said, "Hey, let's go to the secret garden," mind you, her man Yame could have been like, "No, let's go to the terrace," and they
Yeah.
would have had a
At
conversation
least
there.
Scott did that. At least Scott was like,
Exactly,
I'm not going to Secret Garden with your ass.
exactly. And that's the only time I'll give that man grace, and I will never defend a white man on UK ever again. Literally,
Right.
not even Tommy. But but that's case in point. I'm sitting here, I'm like, at least God said, let's go to the terrace or something because Secret Garden is messy. Everybody be over here kissing. But at the end of the day, Yamin could have pulled Whitney aside and said, yo, it was just a friendly chat. We was having a conversation about how to navigate her being on this island. I respect that she pulled me in there and pulled me aside.
Yeah.
However, I shouldn't have agreed to go to the Secret Garden. There was no kiss, nothing to worry about. We're good, Whitney.
Right. Whitney's
However,
outburst is giving bitter. Isn't that what she would say? It's
it's
giving
giving
bitter. It's giving
it's
bitter.
giving better. Like literally, like I'm so agitated, like real bad, honestly. And I'm gonna land this plane real bad, but I feel like ever since, not even just Lucinda blowing up or the fuck it. Ever since Villa USA came into fruition, it's been tension between Whitney and LeAnne. And I felt like it was a one sided
Do
piece.
you think it's the introduction of all the extra melanin women? Like, where's this tension coming from? You guys were kind of just fine. Now we get these other
I think it
girls.
is. I'm gonna hold your hand. Her blowing up and saying, you know, you activated Sammy, you activated Bill. I'm like, they're capable grown women, capable of knowing emotional regulation. If they
Yeah.
want to fall into it, you can't blame Leanne. Now, if you wanted to say that you are hot-headed, you could have. Because if it don't apply, let it fly, right? Like
Right.
we're all grown. We all sit up here, we have moment of outbursts. But you blowing up when it wasn't about Leanne nor you was weird. Throwing Scott in there was very weird
Oh,
too.
Neek is saying that actually Whitney has been on Leanne from day one when told Leanne that Scott, no, she told Scott Leanne prefers men with finances. Is Scott a brokey?
Mm, I don't think he's a brokey. I think he likes women with intrinsic traditional values.
Hmm.
Not someone who's independent and feels like even if she has something to fall back on, she wants to be casually safe with finances. Because I
Oh.
get that from Leanne. I get she could be independent herself, but if all else fails and there's like an emergency, like she would need like emergency stash to fall back on.
Mm-hmm.
But like this episode pissed me off. I can't wait for tonight.
Well, what other part of the movies that got revealed did you like? Like
Ooh,
Lucinda, do you think Lucinda should go home tomorrow?
yes.
Do you think she will though?
No.
Who do you think will go home? People are saying Curtis for some reason.
I know Curtis is definitely going home.
Really?
Hmm.
Before Lucinda and Sean and
Yes. So
Scott
I'm
and
gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. Scott and Cher has to stay. Leanne somehow has to stay.
oh,
I will say Curtis and Kira. I love Kira now,
hmm,
but Curtis imposing on the Europeans' perfect love couple, which is Zach and Millie.
yeah.
That's gonna impede them into voting Curtis out, and Kira's just gonna have to go because she's coupled with him. I feel bad for her.
Oh, is that how it works? One gets off, you both go.
It kind of depends on the season because one season of Love Island they did send a couple home if one didn't make it. Because after
Mm,
one was left single, nobody wanted that extra person. So by the next
right.
dumping, it, like, kind of fizzled out.
Because there's still a lot of people for it to be kind of
It
late,
really
right?
is, and a lot of people over here telling me, like, you're telling me, oh, we're gonna have new bombshells. I'm like, kind of highly doubt it, because like, at episode 23, almost 24, there's like 35 episodes per season. So I don't think they're gonna sit up here and have a bombshell between now and the end of the season. I feel like they're trying to finalize connections, finalize relationships right around this point before we circle into like navigating who's like end goal material.
Really? Mm-mm.
Mhm.
So the comments on YouTube said Whitney didn't like LeAnne from the beginning. You know, she told Scott was a gold digger. He picked her then when came in, told her LeAnne was that was Scott's type. Hmm. I think it's going to be more couples leaving. Yeah, it's a lot of people. I mean, I'm on second. This is only second time on the island. I'm like, there's a lot of people over here. That's a lot of people. So I have no idea what's about to happen. All I know is Lucinda's laugh is so high key annoying. And then she was like, after the video showed that Sammy really did support her and didn't say anything, Lucinda's like delusional. She's like, see, I told you. She had her arms up in the air like everything went good. I was like, oh my gosh.
No, because this is exactly like Lucinda. Because after that's why I was avoiding Lucinda's like watch back because that shit pissed me off. Like, what do you mean? You see, Sammy is agreeing with you to giving tense events, and if Sammy really hated your guts, even after what you did with her and Kieran, she would
Yeah.
have already taught you to decide because, like Tommy said at the recoupling, he said. I mean, not at the recoupling, at that spin the bottle challenge, when he said you went between Sammy and Kieran because that was the most traction for you. You
Hmm.
didn't hop from me because you wanted to see if there was motion with me, but there was none, and then you moved on to Sean because him and Belle.
Right.
So honestly, I feel like a lot of people already knew how they felt about Lucinda, but the only person who is abysmal to it all was Sean because Sean is insecure. Sean's insecurity got the best of him, especially when Belle went to Villa USA. And
Right.
Villa USA happened only because I'm pretty sure people wanted the USA to at least get one shot at All Stars, which is why they at least had Villa USA this season. Mind you, this is the first appearance of any USA participants on Love Island All Stars.
Oh, I didn't know that. I had no idea. Thanks for the lore.
Love Island All Stars has always been mostly UK based, or at least some hint of, I want to say Australia, people who have like a very white majority audience. So
Hmm.
for Love Island USA to sit up here and have their toes in the sand, I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, let's see the roster. I was happy seeing Imani.
Did
She's too
you
sweet, she's too kind.
do you think any more? So you already said you don't think any more bombshells should be coming because I saw a thing here on the TikTok that Ace is going to be a bombshell.
Mm-mm, mm-mm. Let's say this. I don't believe Ace is going to be a bombshell. And I don't think Ace would ever have anything to deal with Love Island moving forward, especially with all the traction that he's been doing
Hmm.
with certain Islanders from the past. We know what he's done with our clients, so I don't see him being on Love Island All Stars.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah. So that was just made up. See, damn AI.
yeah,
They had him up
they
there with
tried.
the
They
thing and
tried it with
everything.
Mert too, because they were sitting up here saying Mert from Love Island UK was going to sit up here, and he was like, "Nope, I fooled y'all. I ain't coming up there as a bombshell." And honestly, before Shaq even got out, people was over here speculating that Shaq's ex was going to come into the villa
Yeah,
as a
Tanya or
bombshell.
something.
Hmm.
Yeah, I heard about that. And I heard
But
that,
since Shaq,
yeah, no,
but
Shaq
since
had a
Shaq got
girlfriend
bullied,
named, it wasn't, so Tanya's not Shaq's girlfriend?
Well, that's the ex. They wanted to sit up here and bring Shaq's ex to the villa to shake things up, but since Shaq is no longer in the villa, they had to scrap that idea.
Right, right. I read that too somewhere. Yeah, there are many women of color. There are very many women of color, but I'm not sure that. So right now, there's LEanne, there's Whitney, there's Imani, there's who's that?
Kira,
Who?
Kira, she's Hawaiian.
Oh, Kira. Um, is there another one? That's four.
There's Cher.
Oh, Cher is Dominican, not black, but she's Latino,
Mm,
but still a person of color. So five POCs. And isn't even Belle, her last name is like something that,
she says she's Italian.
oh, okay. I thought it was Hamsma or something like that. I don't know.
Belle says she's Italian.
Okay. Okay.
I want to be confident with that one.
Belle is very boisterous and outspoken. Curtis couple, Imani and Connor, and I think it might be Sean and Lucinda or Scott and Cher are the bottom couples. I'm pretty sure people did not like how Lucinda is laughing for some reason. I think that might even irritate English people, and those are the who can vote. Sean is so dumb that he's going to have to go home by proxy. Amani and Connor. I look, Amani, so I'm sorry. She has such beautiful eyes. I like how her eyes match her hair. Um,
Right.
and I don't feel like she has gotten that much of a chance yet. And I'd like, yeah, she's gorgeous. I'd like if she got to stay. And but I don't really like Connor for her. And I heard Connor doesn't really like us. He likes us.
Yeah.
And yeah, and that's unfortunate too, because Yemen likes us, but not as much as us. So that's what they also said. And then when he went and married Belle, but snogged Whitney. Okay, that's another thing. Can you tell me real quick when would you rather, if you were into it, would you rather get snogged, committed to long term, which is marriage, or get a pie in your face?
Mm.
While you think, I'm gonna say I would rather have the commitment long term because you can get snogs all day, every day from anybody who will open their mouth, you know. And I
I'll
feel
say
like
this.
a commitment is a level up from call. And so for this game to be snog, marry, high, and everybody pretend like getting a kiss is the epitome of a love island uh completion. Like your journey is complete because I picked you to snog, not to marry. I don't want your ass long term. I just want you for a night over when we eat that kitty in the hideaway. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what it's given. And so
Yeah, so
I
in response to your question, would have to say I would rather. That's a good question because I don't want to get snogged because everyone snogs everyone in the villa. So I'm like, I don't want to share lips with someone else. Like
right.
if you get what I.
Yeah.
So it would have to be between. You know what? F it. I'll take a pie because I don't feel like me getting committed to someone. I don't spit like for me. I won't even say I'm like a slow burn. I would say like a temporal lag burn. Like I have to take like very long time to get to know
Yeah.
somebody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even with my even with my like partner, like my man right now, I've known him since high school. Like it has to take like steps and some change for me to get to know you like real bad and to pop the question of, hey, do you want to go out? Because like you can sit up here, you can have as many flings as you want. You can sit up here, you could have as much one night stands as you want or frequent situationships. But like I
Hmm.
feel like in today's day and age, having a genuine relationship is like real hard to come by because nobody makes the effort to do so.
Yeah.
So in that challenge, I would risk it to marry off any single person, literally. Like, even if we're a good friend or not, I wouldn't even sit up here and give you a ring and say, I marry you. No. I'd actually marry myself and say, I give time to myself to heal, to give myself the kind of love I wish I
That's
could give
beautiful. You just gave me a
to
little
another person.
goosebump. You gave me a goosebump with
Right. Like
that.
I'd sit up here and say the love I would give to another person, I would want to give to myself and keep doing that like every day and be consistent with it. And then I'd pie someone else, literally. Like I'd rather
That
get
would be the
pied than sit
bomb.
here knock
Oh
somebody
my
up.
gosh, you would shut the island down with that. It would be the production would be like, "That's a wrap." None of these bitches are healed. Nobody's dealing
Exactly.
from a healed place.
You see my
Yes,
notes, literally.
yes, like the
So literally
insecure,
be like,
the
literally
insecure.
added to those notes, and
It's
I have to
crazy.
send you my
Yeah,
my
send me the
favorite
updated list.
notes.
I can't see it today
Ooh.
because my phone is in the shop. Can you believe a phone is literally in a shop? I'm like, what? Oh, what?
Oh.
And it's through iPhone Apple Care. I'm like, what do you mean in the shop? And it's like going on day 6. I'm like, what the fuck? You have a whole factory full of these shits and you got me waiting? I am like, you see, I just keep getting activated by the thought. I'm sorry.
I'd be like, give me my money.
I'm like, oh my God. Ugh.
But
Anyway,
no, even if I was on Love Island, like say if I was in LeAnne's shoes, realistically, how I would approach a situation, especially when I tell you I don't like to be in a triangle. At that moment, and you look at me and be like, "It's not a triangle." You're like, "It's a triangle," and he says, "It's not a triangle." I'd be like, "What kind of shape would you call it?" Because I'm over here holding my ego to the side. I want to be exclusive with you, but I want you to be the person that walk up to me and ask for exclusivity.
right.
And then me popping that out would then prompt him to rethink his options of pursuing other people. Now, him saying it's Love Island, I'm not just
Oh,
looking at
that really
me.
chapped my
Leanne's
hide.
shoes, like realistically, if I was in Leanne's shoes right then and
Keep talking.
there,
I'm gonna change the picture. I can hear
I
you
would.
though.
Oh, no, you're totally fine. I would literally look at him and I'd smack him right. You go, hold you. I would be like, we're literally 3 weeks in. We've been together. We sit up here. We have a conversation. We cuddle every night. We're kissing. We're macking in front of other people. People look at us and think we were the strongest couple. You get snagged by Cher. Obviously, something happened. You telling me nothing. You telling me she's a side quest. Okay, let me go let her know you told me she's a side quest.
Right.
I'm pulling her aside. I'm telling her everything you tell me. She telling me everything you tell her. We're
Yeah.
comparing our notes. I'm coming back to you. I'm gonna put you on the forefront because I already got my knowledge from the other person that you're making me feel be in a triangle with. Like that's how
I
I
loved when
would
she said, "What shape is
flip
it
it
then?"
methodically.
She said, "What shape is it then?"
Yeah, she aimed that real bad. She's like, "What shape is it?
That was
What shape would you call
excellent.
it?"
That was everything.
And then when they played it at the movie night, and everybody was like that, like
That ate harder. That ate harder than I left the chat or I exited the chat. When Lucinda said that, that was funny
yes,
and everything,
what
but that was
Lucinda
just
said.
like, yeah.
Because actually, if I say it, I'll get canceled. I was going to say I don't know why, but Lucinda's giving me cracked out. Like you're
She's like really like on some tweaker shit. That's what we call it. It's like some other stuff is happening, and I don't know for sure. But like, why are you laughing at air? Can they take whippets on the island? I'm not sure, but she's giving some other kind of something. I'm not sure. I'm not.
hear me out. If this was Throw the Pants Island, a lot of people would have had to ask me. Like, I feel like LeAnne would have thrown her sets for Whitney
Yeah.
because she was clearly irritated because she was like, I don't know why you trying to get on me, like, bro. All LeAnne did was sit up here and be like, y'all, please calm down. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. Like she was trying to diffuse the situation. Whitney's like,
Oh
no, you're
yeah,
egging them
Jack
on.
can go.
Pretty sure Whitney wanted to take a piece at LeAnne when she saw LeAnne was mitigating the situation and tried mincing it for the population to be like, "Oh, LeAnne's messy," but that wasn't the case.
Mm.
We all saw it. We all saw the clips of her saying, "Y'all, not too much. Come on, come on." Because even when, and hear me out, when Scott was over here doing what he was doing at the whole recoupling, and when he was at the little challenge, and LeAnne was in his face, and she was like, "Scott, calm down, man. It's not that. It's
Yeah.
all that. It's not." Like we see, she doesn't like confrontation. She doesn't like drama. She likes to be furthest from it. So honestly, sitting up here trying to say that she's inciting it pissed me off with Whitney. Like I was like, bro, I'm good off it. I'm good off like trying to do this inappropriate timing shit. Because
Very
that's what it was.
inappropriate. They said
It was inappropriate time.
on YouTube, Carol says she didn't get enough airtime. Connor and Amani. I would love for Jack to go. I heard that Kieran and Sammy, as well as LeAnne, Tommy, are getting the votes. I don't know. Like we don't even have the app to check to see who did get the votes because that's one thing, you guys. When you vote on Love Island app, on most of the apps, on most of the votes, it'll show you a ranking or give you the number of people that voted for each people in that couple. But in the go home votes, they usually didn't tell you. Honestly, they usually let us find out with everybody else, obviously, for that one. But they would show you certain votes afterwards how it happened and what the numbers were. Yeah. But LeAnne is so gorgeous. I like her eyes. I like her lips are perfect. Her weave is staying glued down without the front looking tacky. I like Whitney's wig line. I like her bust down, her curly, and her wavies. Um, I like Imani's curly ginger hair. Um, yeah, I'm digging how the girls are doing their hair. I just think that she doesn't want Scott with LeAnne. Yeah, I think so too. I feel like part of me feels like Whitney wants Scott, and part of me feels like Belle wants Scott. And until I'm proven otherwise, I'm gonna say it again because they, while they for Belle specifically, she has taken up for Whitney, but she's also snogged Scott so many times and keeps saying he's the best kisser. And she's like, I can calm him down. Like his woman of 3 weeks is sitting right next to him. And Belle comes over and is like, I can calm him down, and is taking his face and trying to be like, don't say that, and don't, and like just control him. And there was like a lot. I thought for that time, I didn't know until I found out that Whitney was the best friend of Scott. I thought Belle was Scott's other friend because she even drapes herself on Scott. She would Whitney, I mean Belle will sit here, Scott's in the middle.
Belle was.
Belle would drape herself on Scott with Whitney on the other side. And I was like, oh, then she not minding sister wife. That must be his friend or her friend or something.
No, so when Scott came into the villa, only Whitney said Scottisha. Whitney was the first one to yell out Scottisha, and
Who's Scott Tisha? Why do they call him that?
Scott.
Oh,
That's Scott.
I thought that was him and one of these girls. I'm like, which one of these bitches is named Tisha?
No, so Whitney calls him Scottisha, and it's more like a familiarity kind of name. But during the first two to three episodes, where the whole issue with Sean kicked off, and he was like, mm, I don't like how you were on your season. You were really messy. And the whole
Mm.
problem within the villa in the first few days of the villa was because of Scott and Sean.
Oh. So, because
So
Scott was
Whitney,
very vocal in and being like, he was kind of like Tamara Judge on Real Housewives of OC, being a bone collector, shit stirrer, pot stirring, little something just running around the villa, I heard. Hmm.
so honestly, Whitney calls him Scottisha, and they've been best friends, literally, like off the island, like they're best friends. They're cordial.
Well,
So
the people in YouTube agree that Whitney and Belle both want Scott. Thank you.
Whitney wants Scott realistically. Like I can say you can have you could be best friends and not want each other, and I see that in Scott and Whitney. Like I feel like Scott and Whitney's best friendship only
Uh-huh.
goes to best friendship I feel like there'd be the best man and best women to each other's like wedding that's separate from that individual.
But in those
It's
movies, that couple always ends up being the one that gets married after that marriage doesn't work out. And they're like, oh, we should have always been together.
I don't get that from Scott nor Whitney. I really don't. And I I hate to like, slam that door shut, but I really don't get that from Whitney and Scott.
Right? Well, I don't know what to get because I just don't know why she would. She kind of like, okay, so another thing that makes me think that for Whitney is when she's talking to him, she kind of like gazes at him and faces him in a way for me, I recognize as very like, I'm on every word you say. And even if you are my best friend outside the island, I'm not necessarily like those kinds of actions with a best friend. You know what I mean? Someone said Whit prefers Cher because she's in the US and it's far to affect their BFF relation. Oh, and it won't affect their BFF relationship because she's in the damn US, so she'll still get Scott all to herself. I was hoping Catherine came through for a plot twist. Okay, I don't know who Catherine is. I'm not sure. Was Catherine Whitney's? I mean, Scott something? I don't know. Who else had a movie last night? So we talked about Jack's movie, Too Much Snogging.
It was LeAnne, Lucinda,
Tommy.
Tommy, John, Belle, Millie, Curtis.
Oh, okay. So the Curtis and Millie thing. That guy, Curtis, is given a little low key stalker with not taking hints about it being friend zoned over. Like you keep showing up to my job with flowers after I curbed you, and we have to call security, bruv. We're gonna have to call
Yeah,
security. You keep showing up with
Carrington,
flowers.
Carrington had one. Jack had one.
Uh-huh. They said
Those
Scott and
people,
Catherine were the OG nicolandria. So there was another nicolandria. I'm a first time
Scott
outsider.
likes him some black women. I told you.
Okay, so was Catherine the same hue as LeAnne, or was she more Cher's hue? Does he like black women with a certain hue, or does he just like black women? I don't know. I don't know. Scott never gave Whitney any time. They have been friends since season 10. Scott took Whitney's side on her breakup with Larkin. Scott likes her friend Catherine from season 10. Oh, okay. Okay. Leanne's hue. Oh, great. Okay. Same hue. Great, great, great. As Leanne. Okay. So it's not a shares hue thing or nothing like that. So maybe, I don't know. Maybe Scott is just playing a game then and thinking that he's going to break up with her to come back to her. And I don't know. It's just after 3 weeks. Why are you entertaining other people? If you just told everybody in here that this is so strong that you're future faking with me and I'm supposed to be on a beach with in Wales with you in 2 weeks, bro. So
So
why
here's
you
my thing. Because I'm over here looking for like glimpses into tonight's like situation because there is a plot twist, right?
right?
Maya Jama said there's a plot twist tonight when she came in and surprised everybody during movie night. A lot of people has been putting in that Whitney close friends with LeAnne. And that's what they've
Hmm.
literally been posting on all these UK commentary posts like Mirror, Esquire. They said it's supposed to be tonight on this website.
Oh, tonight is Unseen Bits. So is Unseen Bits like movie night? And I want an Unseen Bits, damn it, for the entire season
I
7
really need
Love
unseen
Island.
bits too.
Entire seasons. You can give me 36 episodes of Unseen Bits and I'll watch every one. I'll watch every one, I promise. Just give them to me, you guys. I want to see.
People are over here saying Whitney and Yemen have received another setback with the latest bookmaker. It's delivering unfavorable news. People have said just yesterday evening, LeAnne surprised everyone by choosing to kiss Gaiman during a dramatic round of snog Mary Pie. She now appears to be boldly pursuing him, which could potentially leave her closest friend with her.
Turnabout is fair play, and I don't think they close friends at all, y'all. I don't think they close friends. I think that was
In tonight's episode, the 28-year-old takes Gaiman aside for a private conversation in the secret garden, much to Whitney's astonishment. Whitney confides in the other girls, remarking, I did tell her you need to get on the prowl, but that wasn't the message I was trying to deliver.
oh no. I don't know, Yemen might not pursue it, but I swear I saw a clip of something that's supposed to happen in the future where Whitney is talking to somebody and it looks like a swirl thing happening. And I was like, is that because Yemen goes with LeAnne? I don't know. I don't know. And then plus,
She
Yemen,
just doesn't go with Carrington. Is that man?
you don't like Carrington?
Don't ever want Carrington with a black woman. I'm so serious.
Okay, I don't know nothing
I'm so
about him.
I don't want Carrington with a black woman. I'm so serious.
Okay, he seemed because I'm like, is Carrington bad? I don't know. I don't know. They just need more
I don't think the
options.
Stoner is bad. Like that man is. They need more options. What they have are more players than genuine people.
I think I told you guys, I feel like this should be called either Clout Chasing Island when you're in an all-star situation. If you've been on any show more than 2 times that had to do with finding love and you didn't find that shit, then you're here for clout, bitch. You're not here for your heart, you're here for clout. And you just need to call it what it is. And I feel like they should not call this show Love Island because there's no way that there's love. Well, there is a way. And the first thing you engage in, though, is a trauma bond. They should call it what it is, Trauma Bond Island,
Ew.
right? Trauma Bond Island. That would be so good. Trauma Bond. And then all the crash outs can stay. If it's Trauma Bond Island, then what Huda did for 72 hours wouldn't even bother a bitch.
Wait, Larja. Was it here that I said it, or was it somewhere else? But did I say they all trauma bonded? So like,
We talked about it here. We have talked about it. Yeah.
oh my god,
So it's
oh my
Trauma Bond
god,
Island.
this is Trauma Bond Island.
Yes.
But no, someone made a comment. LeAnne says she doesn't do triangles, but put Whitney in one. I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. Whitney opened that door when she verbally told Scott he was okay in his decision of going and pursuing Cher.
Right. It's actually like Cher. It's actually like Whitney did it to herself, thinking she was doing it to LeAnne. So what LeAnne was supposed to have happen to her ultimately happened to the person who purveyed that upon her. And that's a perfect Carmageddon ticket coming like that. You guys got to be careful.
I feel like people kind of forget like LeAnne has been solely put, and I hate to say it, but LeAnne put so much eggs into Scott's basket to where her crying temporarily on that little couch outside, like the sunbeds, was valid because she's been putting her eggs all into Scott. Scott popped out to Villa USA, came back. Cher picks him. You're making matcha. You're making coffee for Cher, and then you're over here hiding shit in the refrigerator to give
Yeah.
to Cher. And so like you're the barista, Buki. Like I hate to say it, but like when she said Scott's a barista now, like I get it. Like you don't want to try it, but you get it. But like people can't get mad at LeAnne for pursuing someone else when said person who has influence and can speak to him on a level that's interpersonal as a best friend actively gave the go ahead to do so. So it's
This
like shooting someone, well, pew-pewing someone in the foot
right,
because you're sitting up here being contradictory. You didn't set no boundaries neither when you had that conversation with
right,
LeAnne.
right.
You then left it open for her to make her own conscious decisions as a grown adult. And mind you, if people be like, well, she's a grown adult, she can discern whether to pursue Yemen or not because that's her close friend. let's look at it like this. We're on Love Island. People's gonna sit up here like Scott did when Scott and LeAnne had a conversation and he said, "This is Love Island. This is week 3."
Right. He said that. And that was so ace of him. Like he mentioned the game. Like, you're not supposed to even mention that shit. We're like in South Africa, fool. What are we even here for? I don't know. What are we here? I don't know.
I
Like, you're
hate
not
to
supposed to
say it,
mention
but
it.
like Lucinda only ate once when she said, "We're over here in South Africa and we're over here getting mad about pie."
Pies. Pies. And then Lucinda's fake ass accent came out because she's been talking like this all season, hasn't she? And everything is so like this. And then last night somebody said something. She was like, he's like, okay, Amaya, come through with your real accent popping out now. Your real
Hear me
cadence.
out, hear me out, hear me out. I feel like the real problem is Lucinda was rage baiting everybody, and I'm gonna say this, and it hurts me so much to say because I love Whitney. I love Whitney. I love LeAnne. I love Whitney. I'm gravitating to start to love Belle. I didn't really care much about any of the white UK women. I really
Hmm.
didn't. But Belle sticking up for LeAnne when she needed it.
Yeah,
Belle
that's
also
kudos.
sticking up for Whitney when she needed it. Love that. So honestly, when I say this, it's because I've watched it, and you've seen my notes, so you know I'm not coming from no place of bias.
No, it's not bias, you guys. It makes logic.
Um, I will say, ooh, I feel like moving the way Leanne's moving is only going to be for her betterment, and people have to just respect it because when it was Whitney and people didn't want Whitney, and people consistently was talking around her and Jack's situation in the baby daddy comment, and people was over here grilling Whitney for days, literally like it
Hmm.
was a week long trial of people sitting up here talking about the baby daddy comment and wore Whitney out. Whitney sat up here and took the moment, the movie night, and bashed on LeAnne. And hear me out.
Yeah.
I was really mad about that. I was really mad about that because I was like, you were just in this position not too long ago, Whitney.
How
You
quickly
were
they
just
forget.
in this position.
Yep.
You get coupled up with gay men, and you spent a night in the hideaway. You come out thinking this wasn't you.
That's another thing that makes me think Yemen might go on to the next flower. Because when guys get the flower, they go on to the next flower. You got to hold on to the cat a little longer, ladies. You can't be just going back to the hideaway to put that kitty in the hideaway because you want it to be the first cat that he meows at. Because the first cat is always the first cat to get left, y'all, and rarely the last cat to get revisited. So you guys need to put better locks on your cats, is what I'm talking about.
Honestly, I hate to say it. Yeah, I really hate to say it, but like Sunday, a lot of people gonna be mad, and I already know Lucinda's gonna go home.
I hope so.
One of these upcoming episodes and dumpings. And when that happens, I want only peace and positivity moving forward. I know it's a lot to ask. I know it's a lot to ask. It's Love Island, for God's sake.
I feel
But
like they might. Okay, I feel like if we get a double elimination and things still aren't moving with the people that are left, and like let's say LeAnne gets to stay, but there's nobody for her to really couple up with, and she's in like this friendship thing, they'll have to bring in a new bombshell for her to try to vibe with if she's going to be viable to stay till the end. And then when I think about
so
the timing of when Brian came on to Love Island season 7, they had about 14 days, about 10. No, it was about 10 or 9 days together within his time there. So I'm thinking they could dump some more people in there after they do an elimination tomorrow, just for like
so
one more chance.
I'm gonna be so honest. She's currently in a friendship couple, but it's also a mercy couple.
Yeah.
So I hate to say it, But even if they dump a lot of people and they don't bring in new people like bombshell wise, her sticking with Tommy would do her well. And I'm not saying this because it's like being fake or whatever. I'm saying it because people love Tommy.
Tommy is a good one. Tommy feels like more developed in
I'm
the
gonna say good.
hypothalamus than, yeah.
Good. I'm gonna say if we're talking like good people, we're talking like Imani. Because Imani's so sweet.
She's very
I hate
sweet.
Connor though. I hate Connor though. Connor can go. And
Connor's weird.
unfortunately, if Connor go, Connor is weird. But that's a different conversation we're gonna have after this problem. Um, if LeAnne stays with Tommy because that's who she's coupled up with, it doesn't need to be a romantic couple. If it does happen, it does happen. Won't I won't exclude the fact that it could happen. It's just between now and the end of the season, a lot can happen, right?
Yeah.
People's sex can change because people was like Yemen doesn't really like, and then kind of find out he and Whitney. So I'm like, okay, people can change.
How many
Just
episodes?
like we
Wait,
saw Sean change on Belle.
wait. We just saw episode 25 was Friday. That was the real episode 25. So that means they have the unseen bits 26. And then you have 27 is going to be an elimination. Now, in Love Island USA, we only had like 36 episodes, right?
Yeah, I think it's 36, 35 because the last one's always the reunion.
So there's not that much longer left, even. Like,
Which is why I said there's literally no time for any new bombshells to come in. Because it wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't. It would not make sense.
yeah, that's like only like 9 days, maybe, to make fetch happen.
And I agree, and although I hate to say it, but Kira and Imani literally leaving makes so much sense to anyone else.
Now, Kira
Again,
is Kira the one that's with Curtis?
Kira's the Hawaiian girl that's with Curtis, and she's viewed as a second option right now. She was also the one who told everyone in the Truth or Dare challenge that Curtis, no, Shaq and LeAnne, I mean not Shaq and LeAnne, Shaq and Lucinda had a conversation in the kitchen about certain islanders. They came to Lucinda, and then she said, we could roll back the clips because I seen it. Shaq said it. Lucinda agreed. And Lucinda was like, see, I ain't say, she said, hold on, babes. You still agreed.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Mind you, I don't think Islanders are supposed to give insight on that, but
Right.
I love that Kira did. I love that Kira did because she said, mm-mm, cut the mic. Cut the mic. You started BS. Shaq started BS. You co-signed the BS. What's the problem?
Yeah. Well, the people are torn. Some people think, like me, that more bombshells might be on the way, and other people don't. Now, over here, they're like, but was Whitney wrong? Scott and Leanne's communication is trash. You're right. And that's what I said. I'm glad that Whitney ultimately did what she did because it allowed Leanne's rose colored glasses to get the fog off so she could see that she was getting future faked by oh boy. And there was no beach in Welsh waiting for her ass. You know what I mean?
I mean, no, I'm gonna agree to disagree only to the point where it came to their communication was trash. I feel like their communication was there. However, they had too much ego and pride to step outside and be uncomfortable and push for each other. They were complicit, and
Mm,
everybody knew not to go for them. Everybody knew not to go for them, so they felt safe and unable to form exclusivity because they didn't find any competition.
right.
Not knowing Villa USA was going to come into play and Cher was going to come into the Villa, I feel like they put eggs into each other's baskets to where they thought no one could come in and shake shit up. Realistically, Villa USA coming in was pivotal and it was necessary for LeAnne and Scott, but how they both went about it was completely disingenuous, to say the least.
Yeah.
It wasn't respectful as Scott wants to put on, and it wasn't ladylike for LeAnne, because although they could have had that mutual conversation, like we had Belle, who was trying to respect Sean. Scott could have sat up here and had respect for LeAnne. It wasn't there. Mind you, he was over here playing it safe, thinking, oh, have LeAnne back. I can sit up here and do this, be lax. Then when LeAnne was last three, and she was up there standing up, she was up there about to be voted to go home. It's like, do you really love this woman? Because you over here holding her when Maya calls her.
See you in a minute. My phone is shutting down.
Sit up here, you're out.
My phone shut down. Okay, you guys, that was 3 hours. That was an excellent panel. The electronics, I was having such a good conversation. I was like, what is that little light? It was my battery. But you guys have been great. Thanks for coming through. Make sure you smash that like button, smash the subscribe button on your way out or in the replay. And I'll see you in the next video. We talked about VanCarthens. We talked about Married to Medicine. We talked about Traders. We talked about Love Island All-Stars and the Super Bowl. So yeah, thanks for coming through. Leave it in the comments. What were your thoughts on anything? And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace. Remember, there's enough to go around. Go get some.